All right, guys. We're awake. All right. What's up, Keegan Camp, bro? All right, guys. So we had Powell yesterday. The market mostly reacted positively to this. All right. So today we have jobless claims, unemployment filings coming out at 8:30. They're expected to show 213K. $213,000. So there's a timer. What's up, Jonathan Type, Beach Bum, Sam, Keegan, Camp, Rowe. What's up, guys? All right, so Powell spoke yesterday. Market's mostly green from this report. Like, if we look at the Q's up to 444s. If we look at the SPY, SPY's up to 521s. You know, it's kind of funny. A lot of people were saying it's a bear market. Look at my indicator here, bro. I'm telling you. It doesn't show up that much. But, when I'm testing it on a 1 minute chart, it seems pretty accurate. Is this the bear trading support group? Yeah, man, what a bear market we're in right now, huh? You know? Top 3 biggest bear markets ever, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Cheers to the bears. All right, let's see what kind of news we got today. All right, guys. Today we got jobless claims. It's a Bart question, if I may. What's the most popular U.S. website for private listings of property, please? I don't know. Yeah, that's something I definitely don't know. Yeah, it's Thursday. I don't think we have any other big data. We've got the import-export report for the U.S. today. But I think that's it. We got Challenger job cuts early. Jobless claims. We got a bunch of Fed speakers today, but that's about it. The big reports are really tomorrow. So on April 1st, California raised the minimum wages for fast food workers to $20 an hour. Businesses are complaining they had to go out of business. So just to put this into perspective, $20 an hour is going to be a standard $160 a day. $20 an hour on a 40-hour work week is $800 a week. This is roughly $2,200 or $720 a month, roughly $32,000 a year. I mean, listen, I'm not necessarily like, is my math wrong here? Hold on. $20 an hour times 40 hours a week. $800 a week times 4.3, which is how many weeks there are in a month. Okay, that's what was wrong. Okay, times 12. That's a little push, I think. I think I think 15 would have been fine. 20, I think, is a stretch. Personally. All right, guys. Snow is up. Nvidia almost up to $900 a share. So Nvidia's back up today, almost up to its highs of yesterday morning. Ten-year screaming. Yeah. Again, I disagree with that, and I'm not super right wing. I think you guys know that, right? Like, I'm not super right wing, but I disagree with the $20 minimum wage. I think that I think we're in an age of automation, and I think businesses are just going to start to automate things in a much heavier way, and automation's going to be a lot bigger there. I also think that, you know, those jobs are they're not meant for, like, to support families. Those are meant for, like, high schoolers, you know what I mean? Like, those jobs are meant for entry-level teenagers, you know. They're not meant to support families. Like, in treating them like they are is misleading, in my opinion, you know. But again, I like, at the same time, though, I am for people getting paid a reasonable wage, right? So, like, I don't think we should be paying anybody $7 an hour, $8 an hour, whatever the minimum. What's the national minimum wage? It's $7.25 in Tennessee, $7.25 in Texas. I don't think we should pay anybody $7.25. I think that's crazy. You know, I think it should be like at least like $9, $10. You know, but again, definitely not 20. You know, 20's out there. Yeah, the Taiwan earthquake, sad, man. Huge. Yeah, Andrew, I mean, you seem to the only comments you put out there is complaining about not being able to be super political. Sorry, bro. Listen, man. It's just not, like, I'm not trying to argue about politics here all day. That's not really what the channel's for, you know? Like, smart people refrain from speaking too much about politics or religion, and, like, that's all I'm doing, man. And I get that might be, like, a big part of who you are, but, like, it's not a big part of who I am, and I think, we could talk about individual issues, individual topics, if it's related to the market, but, like, arguing about politics all day is just not what I want to do, bro. Not what I want the chat to do either. You know, I don't root for a political party like it's my football team. I'd rather just keep it neutral. But again, I'll talk on individual topics, you know. Hey, John, good morning, bud. How are you? What's up, dude? Yeah, maybe we could use it to help make money in the markets. Yeah, I mean, Andrew, listen, I can see the chat logs, bro. Most of your comments are complaining about not being able to talk about politics, brother. You know, like, I can see the logs. You know, it's all love, but, you know. The party of traitors. That's right. What's up, JG? I wanted to ask, was the FOMC meeting dovish yesterday or hawkish? So it's not dovish, D-U-B, it's dovish, like a dove, like a bird, like a dove. Hawkish is like, okay. The reason it's called dovish and hawkish, okay? Doves fly up, right? My dad's a falconer, believe it or not. There's some really good memes I could probably make about the Fed meetings with my dad being a falconer. I have like pictures of myself, like, look. Like, my dad's an actual, like, literal falconer, you know? Like, this is me when I was, like, 11, right? But the reason they call it dovish and hawkish is because dovish stands for an expanding monetary policy trying to bring interest rates down, right? So what do doves do? They fly up, right? That's why they call it a dovish, because it's an expanding monetary policy. It's flying up. When hawks dive for prey, they go like this, like they dive down, right? So hawkish stands for a contracting monetary policy, a policy in which they're trying to push spending down and keep interest rates high, right? That's the difference between dovish and hawkish, and that's why they're called dovish and hawkish, because doves fly up and hawks dive down. And dovish means an expanding monetary policy, and hawkish means a contracting monetary policy. Yeah, dub trader party today, I guess. Nah, this is a dubstep, but that's all right. Yeah, I'm just gonna like. I think Andrew, you're just gonna get booted out of here. The only thing you really contribute is negativity, brother. I just checked the logs, and it's just constant like arguing and complaining, man. It's just toxic, man. You know. Like I'm looking back at your comments. You don't comment unless it's to argue or to complain about not being able to talk about politics here. So good day to you, sir. Have a great day. But yeah, I'm good, bro. I thought for years that Dove meant he was being. Thanks, bro. That's really helpful. All good, man. Yeah. Gold makes no sense right now. I see 23.20. Yeah, for sure. Good day to you, sir. I'm a pretty welcoming guy, you know? Like, I'm pretty easy, and I'm usually very forgiving. But, like, if I think somebody's intentionally trying to hurt my business, they're just going to get banned, right? And looking back at the logs, this dude is just he's either the most angry political person in the world, or he's just trying to cause, like, arguments, you know? Like, looking back at his stuff, it's literally just straight arguing, complaining about not talking about politics. And then when he can talk about politics or what he did, he's just arguing with people, like, super weird, you know? Which is why I don't, like, we could talk about topics, you know, like I was talking about the minimum wage thing, but we're not going to argue about politics here all day. Like, I'm pretty easy, I think, but like not like that, you know. Anyways, Nvidia's right at $900, like right at $900. We'll see if anyways, we'll see if Nvidia can break $900 today and hold. Let's do a poll. Does jobless claims? All right, so expectations for jobless claims are again 213,000. Let me see what you guys think. Clean spark. I know CLSK had some crazy moves the last few months, but Had a couple weeks of pullbacks now. It dropped from 25 to 15. That's a pretty big percentage drop. Any expectation of what will happen during jobless claims? I'm not sure. I think higher claims is a more optimistic, positive thing for markets that's fearing inflation. I think we saw it with like manufacturing PMI yesterday, where we saw less expanding manufacturing sector and the market ripped up at 10 a.m. Powell was kind of dovish, but like an example of this is yesterday. This is when manufacturing PMI came out lower than expected. So manufacturing PMI came out actually, again, lower than expected, and the market ended up flying up here. So the market ended up just ripping up like this. So here's 10 a.m., boom, big move, crazy run. We'll see if it continues, but yeah, big run, big move. We'll see if it holds, but. Yeah, not so. News is important, man, and it's something that I didn't really like when I first got started trading. Again, like the history of my trading is like I saw the movie The Big Short in like 2015, 2014, and I came home and wanted to learn about the stock market. I was always a poker player. I was always like a chess player. I came home and wanted to use same strategy concepts in trading, and lost a bunch of money in penny stocks. But I started off at penny stocks, and then I kind of gravitated towards like blue chips. After losing money and giving up for like a year, I came back, started focusing on blue chips, started learning about economics, and kind of started growing my knowledge base from there. I think once you start to understand economics, it becomes a lot easier to not only predict what the market is going to do, but understand the grand scheme of like what the Federal Reserve is doing, what it all means, and what the economy looks like at any moment in time. And I think that's a useful thing for traders, especially like I said, when I see traders that are saying we're in a recession or depression right now, where they really just don't know what those things are. It's important to really understand about economics, and I think a lot of people don't do that. I think a lot of people just kind of blindly, watch stocks and don't really know. So I think it's good stuff to learn. Tomorrow we have non-farm payrolls and unemployment at 8:30 tomorrow. So at 8:30 tomorrow we have non-farm payrolls and unemployment data coming out. Big day, big release. Tomorrow's a pretty big day. What did this guy just post here? What did Sam post? I don't know what that is. Does anybody know? Was hold on. Was Sam up there? Not you, Sam. Was the Samsung guy? What are you posting about, bro? Yeah, I'm gonna ban this guy too. I don't trust whatever he's doing over there. I just don't trust him. Yeah, he's getting banned in here. It's all good. Yeah, what you learn really quick is that like the economy makes everybody emotional, And the reason I don't like talking about politics is it really influences people's view at things. Like I try to look at things without a political lens, especially the economy, markets, whatever. But yeah. Nvidia up to almost 900s, back up a little bit. We'll see if it continues. Markets are green today. I'm green in equities today as well. I added a little bit more to Tesla yesterday, and I'm green on that position. So we'll see if that holds. Also, my Exxon trade's been doing really well. I'm in Exxon. I've been in it for a while. All right, guys. Whew. Snow up a little bit, SNOW. Reddit still at 46s. It's been that way for a couple days. The SPY, again, if we look at this. Dude, check out my indicator, though. Look at my indicator. We drew this indicator, and look at this. Low. Beautiful low. It held that really, really well. I use it pretty regularly. You know, again, the real way to use Chart Prime is if you the real way to use Chart Prime is if you you set alerts, right? You set alerts, short-term alerts. And then you have like a certain percentage stop loss underneath them. If it doesn't work, you get out. Yeah. You know, we set this alert on Tesla. So what happened to it, man? Oh wait, let me make sure this is up. Strict reversal. Let's see where. Commercial real estate's been a struggle, beach bum, for sure. I don't think it's because of like, I don't know why commercial is failing. I don't think it's because of like CDOs, which are collateralized debt obligations, like tranches of mortgages and stuff like that. I don't necessarily think it's a similar thing in commercial. I think commercial's failing because of a lot of different reasons. More than anything else, I think there's a couple reasons commercial real estate is failing right now. Number one, simply less people need commercial with technology evolution, right? Technology is evolving to where people don't need commercial real estate as much. That's the first thing. The second thing, interest rates are high. Less people want to buy. Number three is that the pandemic caused a lot of workers to be remote, which is kind of the same as number one, but the pandemic caused a lot of remote work, and that obviously means less commercial need. And I think businesses are realizing that you don't need to pack a warehouse full of 30 people, 40 people, 50 people and pay extensive rent. Instead, you can use something like Zoom or some other type of conferencing software and save tons of money. And so, yeah, I think that's what's going on. Yeah, I mean, I can't guarantee anything's going to work. Chart Prime is really nice, though. If you want to check it out, I'll put the link up. But again, I can't guarantee anything's going to work. Nobody can, of course. Yeah, so... yeah, so if you want to check out Chart Prime, you can always go to the description. Promo code is BTRADES, BTRADES. Yeah, but here it is right here. Again, I can't guarantee you're going to make money. They're a sponsor of mine. I'm biased, right? But I do think they're powerful. I really do. It's not something that, like, I don't really accept a lot of sponsors. I only have two, you know. Yeah, the 210 plus tax bracket in the US is absolutely ridiculous. 35% is crazy. Crazy. I mean, remember, it's marginal. So, like, the first 210K you're paying what, like 25? But, like, you're paying a quarter. After that, it gets up to 35%. What, man? Ugh. Let me do my tax calculator. No, dude. I better not owe this much, bro. Bro, that is absolutely ridiculous, dude. This can't be right. No freaking way, bro. $44%. Jobless claims unemployment data. More is better. More means less people working, more people filing for unemployment. Gold is at alright, so let's say I make I don't know why it's telling me I owe that much, dude. Okay, yeah, that's probably about right. Alright. Let me see how much I made. I know how much I paid last year. Okay, that's about right. Okay. Alright. Tax. I'm gonna ask my wife if I can claim both kids this year, dude. Yeah, I need to have more kids, bro, is what I'm learning right now, dude. I need to have more kids. It gets crazy, you know. It gets crazy after 200,000. Like, that's when it's freaking ridiculous. Like, and I get it, it's marginal, so my, you know, I'm not, so 200K, first 200K is going to be taxed less than after that. But, like, still, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Anyways, let me set an alert here on Chart Prime. What kind of alert do I want to sound? People got mad about the last alert. Let me see. Calling. Let me see what this sounds like. It's so loud, though. Chirpy. That's annoying. Okay, I like that one. I'm not going to tell you what alert it is, though, chat, so do not copy me. Alright, so we got that set. Alright, so we got that on the NASDAQ here. Let me look at a 1 minute chart too. We'll put two of these up so we can see which one it is. A 1 minute chart. The 1 minute chart honestly looks impressive as well. I mean, I gotta set an alert on the 1 minute chart too. Market Oracle. Alright, so this is a 1 minute alert. I gotta set the 5 minute alert too. Alright, let's set the alert. Come on, man. Why is it? What? Is it not able to set more than one alert at a time? Let me see, sorry. Open alerts. Let me delete that. Yes, delete that. Okay. Alright, so we're going to set alert on a 5 minute chart. Wait, where's the market oracle, bro? Hold on. Okay. Oh, that's the market oracle's not on this. Okay, gotcha. Let me put this up. Sorry, bear with me, chat. What? What? I thought I deleted this. Okay, yes. Alright. Yeah, that's not one. I wouldn't take any positions here, chat. I'm trying to set this up here. Bear with me. There we go. Okay, we got this up. Set an alert. This is a 5-minute chart. Okay, good. Market Oracle. Any alert call. We're going to play a sound on a 5-minute. Okay, that's one. We got the 1-minute one. Here, I need to just delete most of these here, chat. I got way too many alerts up. 5-minute Market Oracle. Boom. Got that. Market Oracle, 1 minute. On the NASDAQ. Okay, we should be good here. I want to get on Tesla, but it's too high right now. Well, Musk doesn't need any money. He's one of the richest people in the world. Yeah, honestly, Pawn, I might want to do that, bro. I'm going to have to think of some type of, like a business, you know. Realistically, I've thought about, like, the business that I've honestly been thinking about doing a lot, and don't judge me, but, like, one of my son's hobbies is go and buy Pokemon cards, right? Like, I'll buy my son a bunch of Pokemon cards, kind of like investments for his future. Like, I think they'll probably appreciate, and if not, if they don't appreciate, then, like, we had some fun doing it, right? But one of the businesses I've been thinking about is that type of business, and in that regard, I could write off a company vehicle, you know. So I don't know. Cannabis is climbing up around the world. I don't know, man. I hope it gets legalized soon, but I don't think it's going to. And again, I don't hope it gets legalized for any, like, reasons myself. I just think that we're wasting tax dollars on prosecuting people for this. It's completely unnecessary. It's objectively, it's already virtually legal, right? The new Delta strains they have are basically the same thing, right? Like, to put it into perspective, just to give you guys some understanding of it, Delta 9 THC is illegal, okay? But from the Farm Bill, every other strain is legal. Every other variant is legal, I should say. And so what you see a lot, including in Texas, is they sell Delta 10, Delta 8. They sell things like THCA. There's all these different variants of it that are legal, that do exactly the same freaking thing. And so it's virtually legal already, and I believe we should legalize it and tax it. I think people are going to consume it regardless of its legalization status. And so legalize it and tax it. We're wasting tax dollars on paying law enforcement to prosecute people for this. It's just unnecessary. We're locking people up for this. It's unnecessary. It's wasting tax dollars is my genuine stance on it. But, you know, I don't know. Ask your accountant, TK. I don't know, bro. Buy a rental property? Yeah, for sure. It's a waste of resources for sure. Nvidia almost up to $900. Look at it. It's at $899.50 here, chat. $899.50. Almost up to $900. And again, it's not like I'm like a pothead over here. Like again, I'm not saying I've never done it. Like, you know, I would be a liar if I did. But my nerves are too much to do that. Like, that doesn't seem like like anytime I did it when I was young, I would get nervous and anxious, and, like, you know, I would be one of those paranoid people. Like, it just, again, so I'm not trying to, it's not like I'm pushing for legalization for personal reasons. I just think we're wasting resources on it, you know? And I think that, like, okay, I think if even if you're religious, right? You hear a lot of religious people against it, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I think when you think about it objectively, if there is a God, do you think God would rather us use synthetic, man-made chemicals that cause massive physical dependence? If we try to quit, you get sick, you know? Or do you think he'd rather something that literally grows out of the ground, that does not cause any physical withdrawal symptoms, and that helps a lot of modern ailments that synthetic things are used for? I think it's probably the latter, you know, but the government can say it's bad all they want. But again, I just think it's silly, you know, and I think people are just confused. They don't understand. Yeah, it's time, you know, but again, it is what it is. $5K a month in divvies. I mean, taxes are going to be a pain with those for sure. Like, you're going to get taxed out the, you know, with that much in divvy payments. I mean, but how big is the account to make $5K a month in dividend payments? You got to have like $1 million account, a $500,000 account or something crazy. No, TK? I'm opening a business for my kid to resell model appliances, cabinets, and materials from remodel construction business just to give him work and ethic. I think that's a good move. I think my dad, like, and again, I've said this before, but I think if you're raising kids, spoiling your kids money-wise is a terrible idea. You know, like, one of the reasons I'm entrepreneurial is because my dad was frugal. For lack of a better word, he was a little cheap, you know. And again, it was good that he was like that, because it made me want to earn my own money, because I was frustrated because, you know, I wore Walmart shoes and you know, didn't want to. And so he made me cut the grass, or, you know, do the dishes, or freaking clean my whole house if I wanted to earn any money. And it was good. It kind of sparked that entrepreneurial mindset where you can work for it and make money and build stuff. And I think that's a healthy thing. I think if you spoil your kids too much and just give them too much money and resources without working for it, they have no value of money, and they end up just being terrible financial planners. They end up just managing money horribly, and I think that's a bad thing. You know, again, the common saying is like, I want to give my kids the things that I didn't have. And while I understand that saying, I think it's wrong. You know, I think it's wrong. I think if you spoil your kids too much in that regard, they're going to be terrible financial people. Like, they're just not going to be out managing finances well, and it's a bad decision, you know. Yeah, what I'm probably gonna have to do, Beach, is I'm gonna have to go to a freaking financial planner and see how I can. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go see somebody. Yeah, I mean, not so boring. Listen, man, I appreciate your Discord. That's not gonna get us very far, you know. Again, we're not talking about religion at all. The only reason I brought up religion is to give you guys that argument, which just kind of followed with my point. And we're talking about cannabis stocks here, but I think that's a silly argument. You know, again, I'm not the most religious dude in the world, but I think that when you consider AI, that a lot of scientists agree that there are other dimensions and all these other things, right? I think it's plausible that if you look at the Bible or like any other religious book from a completely literal sense, I think that it's going to be confusing, right? But I think if you read the Bible or any other religious book like it's a sci-fi story, you know, I think it makes a lot more sense. Not that it's a sci-fi story, but like, think about like ancient aliens and stuff like that. I think they're all related. And I think it's an interesting thing. But either way, the point is, we're not going to argue about politics here. It's just not good, or religion for that matter. You can always simulate a dividend if the stock doesn't pay one. Should I buy the Dow? The 30-year U.S. Treasury bonds here. It got a lot cheaper this year. I don't know if you should or not. All right, so Nvidia did reject a little bit at 8.99, a little bit. We'll see if it holds, but it's trying. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna delete that comment, weed. You know, Tilray might run. Tilray's up a lot. It's at 290s. Yeah, I can agree to that time. But again, let's not talk about, look, I probably commented on too much. And for that, my apologies. Let's not talk about religion or politics here, unless it's directly related to the market, guys. And that includes criticizing it or supporting it. All right, just to put that out there. Again, I appreciate everybody here, but let's not do that. Tilray at 290s, moving up a little bit. I remember a day when Tilray was at $300 a share. And again, I told people at the time, this was when I used to do some work with Money Mitch. Money Mitch used to work with me, own a little piece of beginner trading. Him and I were both pretty critical of Tilray being at $300. Both of us thought it was way too high, that it was just pumped up way too much, and then it dumped down. Yeah, ACB. This was a time where like ACB, you know, Tilray, CGC, Canopy Growth Company, APHA was one. Freya. It's no longer anything now, but APHA was one. There's a bunch of cannabis stocks that are no longer there, you know. How impactful is this news? It's a weekly report, but it's relevant. Tesla, up a lot. Are higher jobless claims bullish or bearish? I don't really know. Higher jobless claims signals less people working, more people filing for unemployment. Hey, so quick question here, guys, for all my tax gurus out there. If I pay cash for a rental property, I can deduct that, obviously, from my taxable income, correct? I'm pretty sure I did before. I just want to make sure. I have to ask my accountant. Yeah, I think so as well. I'm sure there are comma, but I don't know of any. The extension's already filed, Ramsey. So I get the extension every year, and I actually pay higher interest because of it. So I already get the extension. So I'm not paying until October. I'm not stressed. To be honest, I'm not as stressed about last year. I'm trying to reduce my taxable income this year, you know, that I'm going to have to pay next year. You know, that's what I'm trying to bring down a little bit. And so I guess I'm asking if I pay cash for a rental property this year, I can deduct that from my taxable income. That's probably what I'm going to do. And maintenance, yeah, for sure. Never, you know. All right, so we got the 5 minute, we got the 1 minute chart here. Nvidia now over $900 here, just ripped over 900. gifting and charitable. Yeah, I'd rather just buy rental property. I mean, yeah, but I don't need a laptop, Sam. And so, like, if I need a new one, I'll buy one, you know? I mean, I'm already going to have a lot of tech that I buy that I write off anyway, but yeah. All right, so Nvidia up to 901, still moving. Tesla broke highs as well, over 170s here, chat. Oh, I'm awake. Bro, these kids are out of control. You should what? Cheese? That's a horrible idea, bro. How the heck are the kids gonna make payments on it every month? I'm not taking a loan out in my kid's name already. That sounds like a horrible, horrible idea. No offense, Cheese. I appreciate your Discord here, but I don't agree with that idea, brother. I don't. Again, yeah, just no. Honestly, my kids are good. You know, like I'm not gonna be too specific, but my kids are already pretty good. You know. Yeah, let's see if the market bounces today. Again, Nvidia over 900s. That's pretty strong. SPY up there. Let's put up 3 charts. We'll put up like Tesla here to see what Tesla looks like. Here's Tesla. Man, I can't type. We're at over 170s. And yeah, over 170s for Tesla, moving up. Nvidia pulling right back down to $900. I kind of think the market might bounce. We might day trade this a little bit here. Let me pull up Quant Tower and day trade a little bit, huh? Does the market move up or down, chat? We almost got 400 people. We still got about an hour before jobless claims numbers come out. Yeah, I mean, we made a little bit of money yesterday, but it was kind of a flat day. I mean, I think we made money. I'm pretty sure we did. Let me wait for us to get set up. I'm pretty sure we made money yesterday, but we could have made more. The market doesn't need to bounce. It's basically at all-time highs. Well, what about the bear market? You know, traders saw less than 0.5% drop yesterday and said we were in a bear market all of a sudden. You know, anyone diversifying now to other than U.S. markets? I'm too nervous to trade it all today. My new funded account is up 7,500 after just 6 trading days. Hey, nice, Sam. Congrats, bro. Market back on track to all-time highs because Powell said something last meeting. I mean, he said he was mostly dovish, I would say, but he didn't say we're out the woods yet. I hope Powell waits to cut rates. I think it's way too early to cut rates. Hopefully Powell just waits to cut. I just don't want him to cut. Data is noise. I follow charts only. A lot of people would argue charts are noise. I think both are very both are valid. You just got to understand how to watch both. Bro, this is why soccer is ridiculous. Bro, somebody's got to stop soccer players from fake falling, bro. This is out of control. You want to know why I don't watch soccer? It has got to be the wimpiest freaking sport I've ever seen in my life, bro. Like, what other sport fakes injuries like this? Like, it's got to be the wimpiest, babyest thing I've ever seen in my life. I know soccer is incredibly difficult, and, like, they have to be very in shape and have great skill to play it. Like football, whatever you want to call it. But, like, I'm watching a video right now of a ref literally patting a soccer player on the back, and the soccer player didn't realize it was the ref and thought it was the other team, and he's literally like, hey guy, just pats him very softly on the back. This dude flops over, grabs his back, screams, says, ah! Like, bro, how dare you? Okay? Like, enough, man. Like, it makes y'all look like the wimpiest group of sports players ever. You know? Like, you compare that to football, like actual American football, or baseball, where they get hit by a pitch, they charge the pitcher. You know, yeah, American football, MMA, whatever it is, it's just ridiculous. This should be shamed. I'm heavy on inverse ETFs. These are all sports nowadays? No, not true at all. No, way different. There's a big difference between, like, rules being set not to hurt people and fake flopping on the ground. You know. All right, guys, Tesla dipping down a little bit, down to 170s. Nvidia under 900s again. SPY. I wanted to buy the SPY, but again, Tesla's pullback. Nvidia under 900s making me rethink that. I'm just going to wait, I think. All right, chat, we do have an hour left until jobless claims numbers come out. We got 1 hour. I'm probably going to start trading a little bit here, though. So let's start trading a little bit at least. Come on. Let's see how this goes. Put 3 charts up. Zoom in a little bit so you can actually see them. Raise this one up so you can actually see Tesla there. There we go. That's pretty good. We'll put this chart up here so we can day trade the micro NASDAQ. Very sideways trend though here. The problem is, look at the trend here. Like, look at the NASDAQ trend. The problem is very choppiness. A little short, I guess. Well, just a little bounce. Really, I'm waiting for a signal to show up on some charts. Yeah, so we're going to take some positions here. 4 contracts, 5 contracts, maybe 6 contracts here. Okay, I was supposed to set an alert for this and it didn't work. Let me see. Market Oracle. Any alert function. Alright, there we go. Alright, we're in 6 contracts. Short on the NASDAQ. About flat on the position. There we go. Big up wick. Beautiful. Let's see if we reject. Let's turn. Alright, we took a piece off just to protect the trade. Just a piece. Give it time. Take a little bit more off here. Nice. Beautiful short. We did use chart prime for this. Not bad. We'll take that. Scalping. Anybody excited to see Paul get smashed by 60-year-old Tyson? Listen, man, do y'all really believe this? Like, come on now, man. Like, listen, man. If you truly think Tyson is going to beat Jake Paul, I got to say, you're delusional. Straight up. If you really think Tyson's going to beat Jake Paul, you don't know how age works, right? Like, you really don't. Like, it's confirmation bias. I know y'all want Tyson to win. You want to believe that in your 60s you can still do it. I get it, but you're wrong. You know, the reason you don't see a lot of 60-year-olds boxing 25-year-olds is because, frankly, by 60, like, you've gone downhill enough to where you're slower, you've lost power, and more than anything else, your chin is gone. I don't care what clip you see of Tyson hitting the heavy bag or whatever it is. Again, I get it. You might want Tyson to win. You might hate Jake Paul, and you might be desperate for Tyson to win, but he's not going to, right? Realistically, nobody will probably win. Nobody will get knocked out, but Jake Paul will get the better of Tyson, realistically. It's either that or Tyson gets KO'd, unfortunately. And I think y'all have to understand, like, there's... You know, you don't see 60-year-olds boxing for a reason. As much as people want to see Tyson win, if you think he's actually going to be able to beat Jake Paul at 20-something years old, who can box, he's not a, like, pro boxer, he's not at that level yet, but he certainly can box. Again, it's confirmation bias. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be freaking Muhammad Ali. It's still not going to beat a 25-year-old. At 60, it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I'm 57 and in mixed martial arts. Yeah, I mean, I do jiu-jitsu pretty regularly, you know. And again, I'm saying this, like, listen. If you put me in there against a 60-year-old, like, purple belt, you know, I'm a white belt. But if you put me in no-gi against a 60-year-old purple belt, I'm probably going to beat the 60-year-old purple belt, you know, especially if we start standing. And so there's a huge difference in age. And again, as you get older, you become slower, your chin goes, your speed goes big, you know. You know. Alright, so we did get a bounce back here. Tesla back over the VWAP. Nvidia still over 900 bucks. If a 60-year-old Gracie came in there, yeah, oh, he would absolutely destroy me for sure. A Gracie, 60-year-old Gracie black belt, dude, I'm getting beat up for sure. I'm not arguing that. I didn't say a 60-year-old Gracie black belt. I said a purple belt, number one. But again, guys, listen. And again, it's all love. But if you really think a 60-year-old Tyson, and again, I'll put it this way, jiu-jitsu is more favorable for older people than boxing is, without question. Like, not even close to, like, comparable. Jiu-jitsu is, you're able to slow things down in jiu-jitsu. You ain't slowing things down in boxing. You know, again, it's a bad thing for Mike. I feel bad for Mike that he has to take this fight. And again, granted, there's going to be 16-ounce gloves. And so he's going to be somewhat protected. And nobody's going to win unless there's a KO. But it's just bad news for Mike. And again, watch. Just watch the fight. You know. Again, I think everybody wants to believe that at that age they still got it. They want to still win. But there's a huge difference between a 20-something, 25-year-old and a 60-year-old. In terms of speed, chin, power, everything. You know. I think y'all really want Tyson to win, and so that's overpowering a lot of y'all's logic, to be honest here. And I think a lot of y'all are getting old, and so y'all want to believe the older guy can still win. But again, y'all are wrong, you know. And it's all love here. Cheers to you guys, you know. Watch what happens. I'll eat my words if I'm wrong, okay? If Tyson goes out there and destroys Jake Paul, number one, I'm gonna celebrate that. Of course, I'm gonna celebrate that because I want to see Jake Paul get KO'd too. The problem is that Tyson's 60, you know. The real question, did anybody watch Roy Jones Jr. versus Tyson? It didn't look good, you know. Roy Jones Jr. and Tyson fought less than 2 years ago. They did not look good at all. Both of them looked terrible. Very slow. Not the same as what they once were. They're not what they once were, chat. I don't care what training footage Tyson puts out there. You can see how he fought less than 2 years ago, Roy Jones Jr. And again, it did not look good. Anyways, I'm going to go back to the market. People are probably going to complain. But Nvidia, over 900 bucks. We'll see if it holds. Jobless claims numbers drop in less than an hour. Yeah, Challenger job cuts came out too. So Challenger job cuts are out. They came out at 90.3K in March versus 84,000 in February. So more job cuts than expected here. We'll put this up on screen, let you guys see it. But Challenger job cuts came out higher than expected. That wasn't even a fight, dude. Tyson wasn't trying. That is exactly, listen, Billy, that is exactly the same type of fight that Jake Paul is going to be in. It's an exhibition with 16-ounce gloves. It's the same exact fight with the same exact rule set, Billy. That was in the Roy Jones Jr. fight, you know. Yeah, so there's the Challenger job cuts. Again, higher than expected. Higher than March as well. Listen, I'm getting old too, man. I want to believe that Tyson still got it. The problem is that I recognize the differences in age. All right, so Challenger job cuts released by Gray and Christmas Monthly provides info on the number of announced corporate layoffs by industry and region. So again, more job cuts, more layoffs than expected. I think this could cause positive reaction, just like I think a higher jobless claims report might cause a positive reaction in markets. All right, I bet you guys that Tyson gets the best of him, or Jake gets the best of Tyson in that fight. And if I'm right, I get to call all of you Jimothy for a month. All right, and you can call me Jimothy for a month if I'm wrong. All right, but I don't think I am. But yeah, they're both gonna make money. Good for Tyson. All right, so look at the market move up on the Challenger job cut data here. Interesting. Again, this data just showed up. When is the fight? July 20th. Okay. It's gonna be on Netflix. All right. Oh, never, Sam. I'll never do it. That's a bet I'll never take. All right, guys. Market's very flat and boring. I'm waiting for something to happen here. We're waiting for jobless claims numbers to show up, and, you know, they're just not out yet. So we're hanging out waiting here. Yeah. Also, if you haven't already, check out Apex funded account programs. They got their 80% off sale going on right now. They're 80% off sale going on, where they get you 80% off. So 80% off sale going on right now. Packages are 80% off. Again, this is a 50K funded account right now. So this is a 50K funded account. They have packages all the way up to 300K and as low as 25K. Again, what they do is they give you a demo and they test your skill. And again, you have to have reasonable expectations for this. It's a challenge. It's a test of your skill. But if you can pass the test, you get between $25,000 and $300,000 in funding with a 90% split. You also get to keep your first $25K in profit. And so again, it's a challenge to get funded. The base one's $25K. It's only $30 or $35 a month, right? They're going to give you a $25K demo, and they're going to test your skill. If you can make $1,500 in profit on that demo without losing $1,500 first and following their rules and conditions, they fund you $25K with a 90% split. And they pay out millions of dollars. They paid out over $100 million to their traders. They're one of the most legit ones in the world. A great way to learn how to day trade. And in the futures market, you can day trade the NASDAQ 100. This is the QQQ price action. If you look at the Q, it's going to look very similar to this. Actually, liquidity is better on this than it is on the Q and the SPY, especially in pre-market. And so again, you can day trade essentially, you know, the index funds that you want to trade in stocks like the SPY and Q price action, but there's no PDT restrictions. You can day trade short. You can see I buy market, sell market. And the other big thing about Apex is that they allow micros. So you can trade with micros on there. On the base one, the 25K one, you can use up to 40 micro contracts. And that's a big edge because you can scale in with small size first. Lower your risk. Lower your potential hit of drawdowns, all that good stuff. And to be fair, I always say the same thing. I think most day traders lose money. And so it doesn't matter whether you go here or think or swim. Most day traders will lose money. The overarching point, though, is that it's a lot cheaper to lose on Apex than it is to put the money up yourself. And almost all new day traders lose money. So again, you guys remember, they are a sponsor of mine. I'm incredibly biased in their favor because they pay me money. But I think it's incredibly reasonable to try this out as a day trader. And again, if you want to use my promo code, it'll always get you the max discount. BT, beginner trading, BT, always get you the max discount. Understand rule CFTC 4.41. And appreciate the love, guys. Thanks so much. Yeah. Yeah. Are there any data coming out besides jobless claims? There's a lot of Fed speakers today. So we got Patrick Harker, Philly Fed president at 10 a.m. Fed President Tom Barkin, Richmond Fed President Tom Barkin speaking at 12:15. Chicago Fed President Austin Goolsbee speaking at 12:45. Cleveland Fed President Loretta Mester speaking at 2. Minneapolis Fed President Neil Kashkari speaking at 2 p.m. as well. And Fed Governor Adriana Kugler speaking at 7:30 p.m. tonight. So Fed speakers today. And then tomorrow we got NFP, non-farm payroll data and unemployment data coming out. If jobs are bullish of that, settle shorts, play a pullback will cause a firework upside. Yeah. Tesla now down to 169.50s here. Nvidia over 900s though, but it is kind of a flat market. I want to see if Nvidia holds at 900. Market's very sideways. Could be waiting for jobless data, I guess. I don't know anything about Surge. Looks really rough over the last 4 months since February. Red on the year, and a really bad long-term downward trend. So I don't like it. I mean, it's up a little bit over the last day, but it's too low liquidity penny stock for me to mess with. I don't really play with those, to be honest. If jobs beat reactions, plus 2% due to shorts, playing pullbacks are on record. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, we got some Fed speakers today, but Powell's not speaking at all. Next week's pretty busy week. We got import exports, consumer sentiment, Bostic speaking. We got jobless claims, PPI, CPI. So a lot of stuff happening next week specifically here. So next week we got a bunch of stuff. Get all these out. So yeah, next week we got CPI. CB employment trends. I'm waiting for earnings season to start. Tilray earnings next Tuesday. So cannabis earnings. Delta earnings. So again, earnings are kind of starting next week. Oh, no, never mind. Earnings aren't really starting next week. Okay, so next Friday. All right, next Friday is when earnings season effectively starts. Okay, so next Friday we have... So earnings season always starts with big banks, right? So big bank earnings drop next Friday, not the movie. Great movie, by the way, but not the movie. Earnings season starts next Friday with JP Morgan in the morning, Wells Fargo in the morning, BLK in the morning, Citigroup in the morning, Progressive and State Street in the morning. So next Friday, earnings season effectively starts. The Monday afterwards, we've got Goldman Sachs, M&T Bank, Guarantee Bank, Charles Schwab, Main Street Bank, and a bunch of other banks. We've got nothing else in the evening. But Bank of America Tuesday morning, United Health, Johnson & Johnson, Morgan Stanley, Bank of New York, a bunch of other banks, United Airlines in the evening, JB Hunt, Hancock Whitney, Wednesday morning, we got ASML Holdings, Abbott, Prologis, US Bank, Citizens Financial. Wednesday evening, you got AA, Las Vegas Sands, Kinder Morgan. Okay, so Netflix earnings are next Thursday. So Netflix earnings are not next Thursday, April 18th. So yeah, earnings season starts next Friday. I'm ready. Amex earnings. And then the next week is going to be big. GM, Pepsi. Yeah, Tesla earnings are going to be April 23rd. Boeing, AT&T the next day. Meta. Good. I'm waiting for companies to confirm their earnings, and they just haven't yet, though. I'm just hoping they don't do earnings like they did last year. Again, market's very flat, very sideways. Or last quarter, where they did a bunch of big earnings same day. I hope they don't do that. Yeah, it's kind of frustrating because none of the big banks have really specified when their earnings are going to be. Like Amazon, Apple, Google, still hasn't specified yet. Hopefully they're not all same day, bro. All right, so market popped up a lot. Again, I don't really know what to do with this. It's very sideways. Reddit bouncing back a little bit also here. Yeah, I'm in SOUN, but it's been down. But it's up a little bit today. Big banks will be at the high as last quarter one sale and orders with the revenue skyrocket. Maybe. We go lower. Economy is doing better recently. Maybe. Yeah, they don't usually move it much, but they could. It depends on what they say. A lot of the time, like, it depends on how much. I mean, I think they're both good options. You just got to look at the rules. Yellow on the way. Point range for the last hour. Yeah. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna compare them like that, man. Just check them out, figure out which rules you like more. You can use the site, brother. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of differences in rules. A lot of similarities, so just check the site, brother. Again, if you want to check out Apex, again, Apex has their 80% off sale right now. You can use promo code BT, beginner trading BT. There's the link. Check it out. All right, so again, look how flat the Nasdaq is ahead of this, man. The Nasdaq is so choppy and sideways. It's really boring. There's not much going on. Very, very flat in the S&P, the NASDAQ, Nvidia, Tesla. Maybe the market's waiting for this report. I don't know. But the market's very slow right now. It's very sideways. It's very choppy. It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow we got big reports as well. So maybe the market could be just slow in anticipation of this report. I guess that's possible. But it's very flat right now, guys. We just don't have much going on. Look how sideways this is, man. The Astros are doing terrible this year. The Angels are up there 4-2, bro. I swear, if the Angels get to the playoffs as soon as they lose Shohei Ohtani, dude, it's gonna be crazy. The Dodgers has got to be doing well too, though. Let me see where the Dodgers at. It's actually the National League. Okay, the Dodgers are at the top, so okay, that's good. How to beat the market? Well, to beat the market is very simple. It really is easy to beat the market. All you have to do is diversify long-term and hold. All right, so what I mean by diversify is you buy some of that. You can either handpick in many different sectors, right? Only blue chips, never penny stocks, never really mid caps, just penny stocks, or avoid penny stocks, maybe some mid caps, but only with what you're willing to lose. Mostly blue chips, large cap companies. Invest in that. You know, you can handpick. I would just go with like the NASDAQ, the S&P, the Dow. Buy those three. Buy gold, silver, some crypto, and then also some treasury bonds. And then just sit on those long term. You're almost guaranteed to make money over 5 to 10 years. That's how you beat the market, and it's almost guaranteed. You know, it's almost guaranteed. Yeah, and I see the videos, like Pawn just sent me one of the videos of Tyson hitting the heavy bag. And I get it, Tyson, here's the problem though. Okay, like people watch these videos and they say, "Oh, Tyson still got it. He still got it. Look how fast he is." And while I understand that, the problem is that if Tyson throws one of those combos, just one in the fight, he's gassed. He's done. He's not gonna make it. Like you know what I mean? Like he's gassed. He's done. If he throws one 4-punch combo, he's gonna be tired. So again, people can claim that he's gonna win. I disagree. I disagree. Yeah, I'm in snow right now. I've got one share of it, like one share of snow, and I'm down. So I'm green today though, so I'm actually nicely green on Apple, Tesla. We're also up in Alibaba. We're green in Etsy. We're green in a couple different things. We're green on the day. That's nice. Nvidia's still testing 900. He made it 8 with Roy Jones Jr. like 3 years ago. Yeah, he made it. But did you watch that fight? It was terrible. He did not look good at all. He looked very slow. He looked really tired. And Jake Paul's not going to be like that. You know what I mean? Like, I watched that fight. Both of them looked bad in that fight. Most people were upset that they even fought, 3 years ago when that fight happened. I watched it live. Again, it's not good for Tyson. I think people desperately want Tyson to win, and so they're letting that overpower logic. Confirmation bias is strong. They desperately want him to win, so they want to believe he can, but, I don't know. I'll stop talking about it. It's probably just too divisive here. What do you think the market wants here? I think the market probably wants more jobless claims numbers. Based off of how the market responded to PMI yesterday, if you look at PMI, at 10 o'clock yesterday, like, look at the market rip up. So here's 10 a.m. yesterday, right? So here's 10 o'clock market time yesterday right here. Look at the market rip at 10 a.m. yesterday. And so I think the market wants less jobs, less people working, more people filing. And so I think if jobless claims come in higher than expected, the market will go up. But I might be wrong, and this is one that's a weekly report. It's certainly nuanced, and I really don't know what it will do. I'm just guessing here, and I might be wildly wrong. Don't copy me. Market's very flat right now, though, so I think the market is waiting on this report. But, yeah. All right, so we're getting a dip here. Roy wasn't Roy, and he still couldn't. Tyson still couldn't knock him out. I like Tyson. I think Tyson's a good dude. He's probably the greatest boxer of all time. All right, big dip in markets. We might short now. We're gonna wait for a little bounce here if we can, but a big dip in markets. This might pull us out of this downward trend, or this sideways trend. All right, so we got 2 contracts here. Look, we'll short into this. 6 contracts now. Take 7, 8. All right, so we got 8 contracts here. We got a little cushion on the day. That's why we're taking a little bit larger risk. All right, we took half off there. Took another piece off. Took another piece off. 2 contracts left. We'll hold the rest break even. And nope, still in it. And we're out. So not a bad trade. Green. We made money on it. We'll take it. Roberto Duran's close. You know, I think it's close. All right, so we're shorting here, and again, we're making money on Apex funded account programs, where they give you a demo, they test your skill. Team, we still got about 30 minutes here, chat. 30 minutes. Numbers are at 213,000. That's what they're expecting, 213K. Bounce it all the way back up. So again, confirming that sideways, neutral, boring trend, unfortunately. Back up though. I mean, part of me wants to short, but I'm also just not really trusting anything right now with how much sideways action we've gotten. 25 minutes, chat. Back up to the top of the range, though. Let's see if we hold resistance now. I want to see if we reject here. I mean, part of me wants to short, right? But I think there's too much of a... too much risk. Now we're down. Maybe I should have shorted. I don't know. We got Tesla bouncing at the 200 EMA. So we're getting there. It's the report at 9 a.m. It's at 8:30. So it's 8:05 right now. So we still got like 24 minutes or so. We are rejecting here. And again, we are pretty freaking flat. Dollar still. Yeah, the Dixie's still trying. Such a flat market right now. We're up a little bit on the day. Here's our P&L. We're up like 40 or 50 bucks, but 40 bucks. But could be worse. You know. Now market's pushing up, so I guess the short's a good move. Let's see if we look how many rejections we've had at this level though. All right, so look, there's the pop. Big upward move, so yeah, I guess not shorting was a good move. Could short here, I guess. I'm gonna wait. What do you guys think? What does the market do right now, guys? Let me see our poll numbers. Yeah, nothing's leaked. What's with all the people are speaking German in the chat, huh? Well, now we gotta check these. Make sure these are... Yeah. Port is at 8:30. All right, so we did reject. Watch the SPY here. Look at the SPY. SPY at 521s. NVIDIA at 899. So in testing 900, Tesla down at 169. It's in between the 200 EMA and the VWAP level here. Still got 20 minutes, chat. Does the market like or dislike jobless claims numbers? Looking at our poll, we did a poll earlier. 58% think we're going to come in higher than the 213K expected. But again, we're still choppy and neutral. Look at this report. So, or look at this action here. Very sideways. The range is widening though. So we're getting a wider range, but just boring and flat. I guess I'm going to short this. Bad fill. But choppy. One contract so far though. So we'll add to this. 3 contracts here. The range is so sideways and neutral though. Like we're gonna short and see if we can play the range, but there we go. Nice. Nice. All right, so we're out. Not too bad here. Pretty good accuracy so far. Attacking the sideways choppy neutral range is boring. Is it because it'll incentivize the Fed to be more dovish? I think less people working means less inflation problems. You know, so potentially less inflation. All right, so now we're at the bottom of the range again. I'm gonna have to ignore this. Is Palantir running? I'm in Palantir right now. Nice, it's back up to 23. That's good. Again, we're green on the day, mostly from Tesla. Palantir's up also though. Ford is nicely green too. Does Ford pay a divvy? Yes, very small, 15-cent quarterly divvy, pretty small. Alright, so now we're back up here. Part of me wants to short just to play the range, but we're so sideways, it's so obvious. Less inflation, but slower growth too, sure, but I think right now the Fed is hawkish, meaning they want to curb inflation and keep interest rates high. They want less spending, you know, they want less growth because too much growth signals too much spending and too much inflation problems. So the Fed wants less growth right now. They're in a hawkish phase. They're doing QT, you know, they're keeping interest rates high. I'm not sure, Mr. Lunar. Again, you can check out Apex. Apex is a sponsor of mine. That's what we're trading on is Apex. This is a 50,000 funded account on Apex right now. So 50K funded account. Again, we're using Apex. They give you a demo. They test your skill. If you can pass the test, they fund you. If you can't pass the test, again, most day traders lose. And I think that's probably the same here. And it's not their fault. I think most day traders lose here just like they lose on Thinkorswim. It's a lot cheaper to lose on Apex. And if you good enough to pass it, so if you are good enough to pass it, you still get 90% split once you're funded anyway. So, you know, low risk, decent reward in my opinion, but they're sponsor of mine. I'm biased. Futures market, you day trade the SPY, the Q, price action. You can't trade the SPY and Q directly, but if you look at the Q, it's the same thing as this price action. Look, so here's the SPY on the top. The liquidity is actually better in future, and most pro day traders actually trade futures. But this is essentially what I'm trading right here. And if you look at this, like if I widen this out a little bit, it looks the same. You know, up, down, up, down, up. Same thing basically. There's just better liquidity. There's better liquidity in futures right here. So, gonna get use my promo code BT on Apex. The link is in the description. You can check it out. But again, I'm guessing though, jobless claims is a weekly report. So it's a weekly report on unemployment filings. And so I don't know for sure what the market wants or doesn't want here. And it does vary for sure. It certainly varies back and forth. Apex is a funded account program. It's a challenge account. So they give you a demo, test your skill. If you can pass the test, they fund you. If you can't pass the test, you lose what you pay for it. So it's a challenge account. This is what it's called. It's a demo account with benefits is really what it's called. Really what it is. But again, it's useful, in my opinion. It's useful. They're a sponsor of mine, though. I'm biased. Remember, I'm terrible at stuff, and I have no idea what I'm talking about. Maybe wildly wrong about anything I say. I'm biased because they're sponsors of mine. They pay me money. I'm biased. Understand CFTC 4.41 with these funded account programs. Always good to understand that. And yeah. All right, market's right back up to the top of the range again. So again, this range is incredibly obvious. Now we've made a little bit of money. We built up a cushion. We're waiting for this economic report to come out in 15 minutes. And then hopefully we'll get some better volatility. Yeah, so if you want to use the same platform, it's a Rhythmic account on Apex is what I'm using. This is a platform called Quant Tower. So if you want to just use a paper account, check the site, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's a prop firm, funded account challenge, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing. It's about Neo. I think Neo is interesting, but it's down so much. And I think it's hard for these companies to get customers. You know, I think it's hard for most up-and-coming EV brands to get customers because I think you got two main groups of consumers for EVs, right? You got consumers that are gonna buy a Tesla, right? They don't really want some off-brand EV. They want to buy a Tesla, right? They're looking at Tesla like it's the thing. So that's one group of consumers, and then you got the other group of consumers that hate Elon and Tesla. and they're gonna buy, you know, a Porsche, a Mercedes, a Toyota, a Honda EV, you know, a Nissan EV. They're gonna buy one of the legacy automotive brand EVs or a hybrid. And so none of those consumers want to buy a Neo. But again, Neo is overseas, and so they might actually want to buy a Neo, but that's a market I don't understand. They don't want to buy a Mullen, though, I'll tell you that. They don't want to buy, for the most part, a Lucid, you know, and so I think most of these up-and-coming EV brands are going to fail. Palantir went up. Yeah, I see Palantir up. Are you holding cannabis stocks? No. I'm not holding cannabis stocks for a reason, though. Like, again, so, okay. When the Farm Bill passed, we had what was called a cannabis boom in markets, right? This is like 2018. The problem that I have here, despite legalizations in other countries, is that, in my opinion, we're a long way off from federal legalization in the U.S. We're a long way off. You know, again, both sides of the political spectrum can say whatever they want to say, but both of them are getting PAC money from anti-cannabis lobbying organizations. And so both of them can say whatever they want. They can say, oh, well, we would legalize if it wasn't for the other side. But when both sides had, when that side had both sides of government, they still didn't legalize. They still waited, and they put out laws that were unreasonable, that they knew the other side wouldn't approve. You know, ultimately, they're both getting too much lobbyist money. And they're both getting too much PAC money from anti-cannabis lobbyist groups that are mostly funded by law enforcement, the prison industry, pharmaceutical industry. They don't want cannabis to be legalized, and so I think it's going to be a long time until cannabis actually is. And so I guess the overarching point I'm trying to make is I've heard this all before, and I'm skeptical right now of full federal legalization here in the United States. All right, so next week is going to be a very busy week. Not only do we have CPI, but we have the Fed minutes report. Fisker went bankrupt, 70K cars selling for 25K now. Yeah, I mean, again, most of these up-and-coming EV brands will fail. Again, I've been very vocal about this. I think most up-and-coming EV brands will fail. And again, the argument is always the same. If you didn't trade stocks and you had and you were completely oblivious to EV stocks, right? Would you buy a Fisker? Would you buy a Mullen? Would you buy a Lucid? Would you buy a NKLA? Would you buy, you know, a Polestar? And the answer is almost certainly not. You know, you're not going to buy some random brand you've never heard of. It's just not something that you're going to do. You're going to go with either a legacy automotive brands or a Tesla. And so that's bad for most up-and-coming EV brands. They simply do not have the customer base to succeed, in my opinion. Yeah, there might be some Polestars. I think Polestar is actually a Volvo company, or is it Volkswagen? So they're actually one of the legacy brands. So Polestar is probably not the best example, I think. But the other ones that aren't attached to a legacy brand are going to struggle, in my opinion. And even some of the ones that are attached to legacy brands are going to struggle. Yeah, that's what I thought. So that's probably not the best example, but still. Rivian's different. Rivian, I think, I'm optimistic. I actually see Rivians in my area. So I actually see a lot of Rivians driving around, mostly trucks. And I've seen some of the SUVs. And they're nice, and I see them. They're producing cars. They're selling cars. So Rivian's a little bit different, I think. Rivian has a better chance than some of these other ones to succeed outside of Tesla and legacy brands. Rivian's a little different. They've got big funding, too, and big backing by Amazon. And so they're a little different, in my opinion, than some of the other ones. I don't think all of them are going to fail. I just think most of them will. Right, for sure, solo. Yeah, never heard of it, Sam. I don't know what that is. It's a Bugatti? How much do they cost? I mean, I can't lie. It's a cool looking freaking car, bro. That's a cool looking car. I would drive this in a heartbeat. The problem is this thing probably costs millions of dollars, no? Like, look at this freaking car. Again, the problem is it probably costs millions of dollars, you know? All right, even getting more consolidation now, chat. Getting even more. Tesla bounced it at the 200 EMA though. All right, chat, we got about 7 minutes left. 7 minutes, a little bit less than 7 minutes, actually. About 6.5 minutes before jobless claims, unemployment filings come out. It's time. We'll see if this breaks the sideways, choppy, boring day here. We've had a very flat, very neutral, very boring day in markets here, chat. So hopefully we get some better action. Hopefully we get some volatility today. Again, we do have some Fed speakers. None of them are really super relevant in terms of influence over markets, but they might move markets a little bit. We'll have to wait and see. Well, it looks like the Astros at least beat the Jays. Tesla back up over the VWAP here. Nvidia still over 900 bucks. We had a ton of people here for our Jerome Powell stream, over 5,000 at one point. All right, guys, here we go. We got 5 minutes left. 5 minutes. Tried shorting gold last night. Where's gold? I watched the playoffs, X. Not college. I watched the pros in basketball. I don't really watch March Madness very much or anything like that. Mostly a baseball guy in sports. I watch, my favorite sports are baseball, football, and MMA. Like, I do jiu-jitsu a little bit, but I've been an MMA fan for longer than I've been doing it. And so, yeah, those are my favorite sports to watch, you know. Does the market like higher or lower jobless claims? I don't know. It varies. Most of the time, it seems fake. Remember me. I wouldn't trust it, but I don't know for sure. Again, I don't know whether the market wants higher or lower jobless claims. I think it can vary. It could be either. I think the market could want higher. They could want lower. I think if the market fears inflation, they want higher jobless claims. That signals less jobs, less spending is the point. If you know, the market fears recession or depression, which is really not what we're in right now, the market typically wants more jobless claims and more economic growth. But again, I think we're in a period where the market still fears inflation, especially with a Fed that's dead set on cutting rates this year. I think it's too early to cut rates next month, but June, July, I think is probably when they're going to start cutting rates. So yeah. But again, we'll see. Favorite MMA fighter right now, favorite current fighters: Ilya, Topuria, Sean O'Malley. Hey buddy, love you, man. Have a good day, dude. How you feeling today, bro? You feeling good? Yeah, Fedor Emelianenko is one of the GOATs. He fought a little bit too long though, past his prime. But you know, disappointing the UFC never brought him in. They got. I think Dana White's okay, but I think one of his biggest mistakes is never bringing Fedor to the UFC. All right, guys, we got less than 3 minutes here. Less than 3 minutes. You just picked the champs. Okay. Max Holloway. Demetrius Johnson. There's a bunch of them. I like Conor. I like watching Conor fight. Khabib. Probably one of my favorite fighters. Khabib. One of the GOATs for sure. Justin Gaethje. He's... Nobody can argue he's not fun to watch. Nvidia up to almost 901s. 901s. So look at Nvidia run. This is probably going to drag the market up. Here's Nvidia right here at the bottom, or in the middle chart. Here's the SPY chart on the top. I'll probably try to stretch this out a little bit. All right, chat, less than 2 minutes. We got over 1,000 people here live. Less than 2 minutes. All right, we got a minute and a half, chat. Hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're fully caught up on stream. We're going to get this ready here. Again, it is Thursday. We got jobless claims. Expectations are around 213,000 for jobless claims, about 213K. We did have challenger job cuts. Showed up higher than expected. More job cuts than expected. Jobless claims expected at 213. We also have import-exports and the U.S. trade balance, which is how much we're importing versus exporting. The greater negative number means we are importing more than we're exporting, because exporting is seen as good for manufacturing. We do have that. We got 1 minute, chat. 1 minute. We're testing that previous range high here. So we are testing the previous range high. And yeah, remember, tomorrow we got non-farm payrolls and unemployment data coming out. So let's do this, chat. You guys ready? All right, guys, here we go. Less than a minute. Jobless claims expected again at 213K, 213. 20 seconds here, chat. 20 seconds. Hit the live button next to the play button. Yeah, I'll talk MMA once this report's out, but right now I'm focusing on this report. Again, 213,000 here, chat. 10 seconds. Hit the live button next to the play button. We'll see how much this influences markets, but yeah, 213K is what it's expected at. All right, trade balance came out. 221, higher jobless claims than expected. Higher jobless claims than expected. 221,000 versus 213,000 expected. Again, the market, as I thought we might, did like this report with higher claims than expected, and the market did move up. You're welcome. Nvidia up to 902.30s here, chat. It might not hold, though. A lot of the time, the first move is the wrong move, but this is the reaction that I thought we would have here. So this is the reaction that I thought we would have. 221 versus 213, higher than expected jobless claims, which signals more unemployment filings week to week than expected here, is what this is. Again, higher jobless claims numbers than expected, more unemployment filings week to week is what this means. And again, the reason the market might like this is because it signals less people working, more people spending, or less people spending, less people working, and that is better for inflationary problems. But again, it might not hold. Sometimes we don't hold these numbers here. But again, here's the number right there. 221 is what we showed up as versus 214 expected. Always telling people to hit the live button. If they aren't live, they will not hear you say it until it's too late. I try to do it a couple minutes before the report, so if they're behind a couple minutes, then they can catch up in time. All right, so market did turn a little bit on this report. But again, we're still in that sideways choppy range. Initially, we reacted positively, and again, sometimes that first move is a fake out. So we'll see what happens here. But now we're back to the bottom of this range here, bottom of the range. Again, it's good for inflation problems. Yeah, gold is basically doing the same thing. I might buy this dip. I don't know. Let me see. I'll wait. I think we could start correcting back up, though. We did get a mostly choppy reaction to this report, though. And again, we are day trading on Apex's funded account programs. So this is where they give you a demo and they test your skill. We got 2 contracts here. They give you a demo, they test your skill. This is a $50,000 funded account, so they funded me $50K. I have a 90% split in this account. And again, what they did is they give me a demo and they test my skill. If I can pass the test, they fund me between 25K up to 300K. Here, I lost here, so we're gonna get out. So we're flat on the day now, unfortunately. But again, what they do is they give you a demo and they test your skill. If you can pass the test, they fund you. If you don't pass the test, you only lose what you pay for it. And this is a great thing for day traders because most day traders lose. And I think that's probably the same here. I think most day traders will lose this as well. But this is a lot cheaper than putting up thousands of dollars yourself and losing that. Most day traders lose. And so again, what they do is they give you a demo in futures. And in the futures market, I can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, currencies, gold, silver. Patterns are very similar to blue chip stocks. I can buy market, sell market. It's almost the same thing as day trading stocks. There's just no PDT rule. These funded account programs genuinely limit your risk and allow you to get started for much less. And if you're good enough to pass it, again, they fund you between $25,000 up to $300,000 with a 90% split. Tons of great resources, and they're one of the most legit in the world. They pay out millions. They paid out over 100 million to their traders. So a great way to help support the channel. Although again, they are a sponsor. I'm biased. They pay me money, so I'm super biased in their favor because of that. And again, understand rule CFTC 4.41 if you haven't already. And we'll put this link up. Great way to help support the channel. Use promo code BT if you want the max discount. All right, so we did go down, up, down. Or we did go up, down, up. I mean, SPY. Watch NVIDIA. NVIDIA up to 902s. So I'm bullish on this report, I guess. But we're going to look to buy a dip. Very choppy reaction here to this report. We got 2 contracts now. We'll take a risk. We made some money yesterday. We're still slightly green heading into this, but I'm just going to hope we break out of this sideways trend. We got 2 contracts, though. We're pretty small. Two contracts. We will add to it if it dips. There we go. Why is the delay so big on YouTube these days? It's not. Yeah. All right, guys. Hey, beautiful move here. So we caught this. We made our money right back here, so that's nice. So we're out. So flat essentially over the last few trades. Yeah, you probably got to hit the live button. It should be less than 5 seconds. And again, if yours is more than that, it's on your end, not mine, to be honest. Rate cuts on the menu. I don't know. I don't think we're going to cut rates anytime soon. Tesla bouncing up. It's at 170s. Again, my equities are looking good today. Apple's helping me out. Tesla's helping me out. Palantir's helping me out too. Man, who knew I was down so much on Nike? Man, I'm funded in 3 accounts right now. 50K, 75K, and I have to check the other one. How much the other one is? All right, look at the SPY up 521s. We are ripping up here. So again, the market did like this. It took a little while to react to it, but it did move a little bit. Jobs data was bearish for the dollar. Yeah, well, the dollar usually has an inverse correlation with markets, right? And again, a lot of the time, people get so politically wrapped up in things, I think. Like, again, I'll talk about this because this is something we talk about a lot, right? So, like, let me put a chart up here for you guys, and we'll talk about it, okay? So, I'm going to put one chart up. So, again, like, no matter what happens, a lot of like people that get really interested in politics seem to sensationalize things no matter what happens, right? An example of this here, chat, is like if we look at this. So after the pandemic, right, people said, oh no, you know, we're in this big correction. And they said, oh no, the market's crashing, it's the end of the world. What do we do, right? This was following 2020. They said, oh no, the market's crashing, it's the end of the world. If we look back deeper at this, you know, this was back in 2021. They said, oh no, it's the end of the world, the dollar's crashing, it's the end of the world. If the Dixie moves up, right, if we look at the dollar as an example, in this situation, right, everybody said, oh no, the dollar's moving up too much, inflation is out of control, it's the end of the world, what do we do? Right, it's the end of the world, the sky's falling, the dollar's moving up too much. And then when the dollar starts to come back down, on the other side of it, you see, what do you hear? You see, oh no, the dollar is crashing, it's the end of the world, what do we do? Right, the dollar typically has an inverse correlation with markets short term. Long term, it kind of follows it, but short term, it has an inverse correlation with markets. So the Dixie, and there's a lot of reasons for that. One of the main reasons is that if your cash is gaining value, you're less likely to invest in equities and other things, right? If your cash is losing value, you're more likely to invest in equities and other things. And so there's a lot of reasons for that inverse short-term correlation. But I guess the point is like the dollar's going down because the market's moving up right now, you know, and there's typically an inverse Dixie market correlation. Hey, later, Lo-Fi. You ever thought about, no, Jay, I'm not going to live stream other places like that. Why don't you hold for a longer period? Well, this is futures, right? And it's really easy to say, hey, well, why don't you hold your day trades longer once we see the market move up afterwards? In hindsight, the way I do it is this, right? Like I have a scalping system. So I scalp stocks. I look for a 1-to-1 ratio. Like a 1-to-1 reward to risk ratio, right? Like that's typically what I'm shooting for is a 1-to-1 ratio. The longer I hold a position, I'm looking for high accuracy, low reward to risk, right? So 1-to-1 ratio, high accuracy system is what I'm looking for. The longer I hold something, the less accurate it typically is. The lesser time I hold something, the more accurate it typically is. And so the reason I don't hold it super long is because my accuracy is going to go down, and this is just the system that I have. And I'm green on this account, you know. Jobless data is wrong as economy is growing. How can jobless claims be higher? Because this is just a week-to-week report. Nothing goes straight up. Like everything isn't always the same. You know, like just the economy can be growing and us have a lower week jobs wise, right? That's not abnormal. That's not unusual. You know what I mean? Like it's not binary, I guess is the easiest way to put it. Like it doesn't have to be just because we have jobless claims go down or go up this week, signaling more people filing for unemployment doesn't mean that unemployment's high or that the economy's not growing. You know what I mean? Like it's not always the same thing. Like it's just like anything else. A normal trend graph looks like this. You know, like if something's moving up, trending up, that's a normal trend graph. What does that mean? That means we have dips like this every now and then. You know, the same thing with Nvidia. It's kind of crazy because we're around lifetime highs, but yesterday people were telling us we're in a bear market and the market's crashing just because we had less than a 1% dip on the day. So again, if you're a day trader, zoom out a little bit. The common saying is when in doubt, zoom out. And again, somebody's asking me, why don't I hold longer? I'm in long-term positions. Like I'm holding long-term stock positions, but these are futures contracts. So these are meant mostly for day trading and short-term trading. Trade balance came lower. Yeah, so it came in higher, less than expected, meaning that we're importing more than we're exporting in a greater margin is what this means, right? Worse for manufacturing is typically what it means. Right, 1-to-1 and a good win rate is huge for sure, right? And even today, right, where we're green on the day, but not by much. We have like a 2-to-1 win-loss ratio roughly. So we're all good. Again, you get a lot of people, right? And a lot of this has to do with guru culture. SoFi up today, but a lot of it has to do with guru culture, right? Like if you're trying to sell somebody a course, You know, what are you going to tell them? You're going to tell them, oh, I've got a 4-to-1, 5-to-1 win-loss ratio and a 90% accuracy rate. And again, no, they don't. Nobody has that. Like, that's not a reasonable expectation. Nobody's going to be able to win 90% of the time and have a crazy big reward to risk ratio. They play off of each other. Like, the more reward to risk you want, the lower your accuracy rate's going to be. The higher your accuracy rate's going to be, the worse your reward to risk ratio is going to be, right? So you're not going to be able to have both of those things be super high consistently. Like, you might get one trade where it's like that, but if you put a decent sample size in there, they will correlate off of each other. And so again, people are just trying to sound like most of these mentorship programs and guru courses and all this stuff, they're just trying to sell you a dream. And that dream might be, yeah, guys, you can have a 4-to-1 win-loss ratio with a 90% accuracy rate consistently with my system. It's total nonsense. Like, most of the time, they're just full of crap. And they're just kind of, they might, either they know they're lying to you, or they just lack that much knowledge about trading to where they think it's a reasonable expectation. You got a lot of, again, for lack of a better word, teenagers with braces trying to act like market gurus that truly don't understand. You know, it's the same people that say, hey guys, if you just make 5% a day, you know, like, people have no idea what they're talking about. They're just kind of saying stuff on the internet hoping to get clicks, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, and you got to recognize it, be resilient to that nonsense, because it's out there for sure. Tesla holding, though, at the VWAP. We're looking at Tesla. Nvidia's still up to almost 903s, so we'll see if that holds as well. Those 5% of people, those 5% a day people are the worst. Yeah, they're like, it's incredibly frustrating because it causes so much, like, it causes pain to traders because they think it's a reasonable expectation. And again, some of them get really, really defensive if you tell them it's not true, because again, you're attacking their dream. I use this example a lot, and so I'm going to say it again, so it might sound like I'm repeating myself, and to a certain extent I am, but I think reinforcement is important. They get mad. Sometimes these type of people, and if this is you, try to recognize it, right? Like, a lot of the time, those people get mad at me for being honest about it, right? Like, I'm attacking their dreams. I'm attacking their future. They think that they're going to be able to make 5% a day if they buy this guru's course, or they think that they're going to be able to, you know, turn 1K into 30K in a week or two if they follow this guru's course. And if somebody comes along and tells them, hey, yo, that's not true, like, that's total BS nonsense, they might get mad at you for it. For the same reason, if you try to tell somebody, yo, like, you're in a pyramid scheme, like, yo, you're in a multi-level marketing scheme, you're almost certainly going to lose money. If you go out there telling people that, a lot of the time they get mad at you too. You know, they're going to get upset with you, not the people that talked them into it, because again, the truth hurts. It hurts to look at that objectively and say, yo, I got scammed. I got. You know, it's a hard thing to be objective about, but it's the reality of it a lot of the time. And, you know, again, you got to be resilient to it. 5% a day is legit with the right trading plan. No, it's not. It's absolutely not. And again, it's the Dunning-Kruger effect. You know, anybody that thinks that's genuinely reasonable to expect has no idea what they're talking about. You know, and they might have been sold a dream too. They're the ones that are getting sold by these mentorships. Again, I think the statistic is that if you can make 5% every day, you're going to be the richest person in the world in a couple of years. You know why you don't have a bunch of day trading gurus being the richest people in the world out there outshining Elon Musk? Is because it's total nonsense. I use a bunch of different places. Market Watch, T. Thank you so much for the donation, brother. I appreciate the $5 dono, bro. You know, and again, the way they get you guys, hey, thank you so much, T. The way they get you is that they might make 5% one day, okay? But like again, I'm going to give you the math behind this because it's important. All right, like in blackjack, right? You need to have at least 100 to 500 buy-ins if you want a card count, because even with good odds, the less buying power you have, the greater the chance of a loss, right? In the martingale roulette strategy. Okay, here's an example. This is really what's going on a lot of the times. The martingale roulette strategy says this, and it doesn't work, right? The reason it doesn't work is because what the martingale roulette strategy is it says, hey, just double your bet every bet until you win, right? So you bet $5, you lose. You bet $10, you lose. You bet $20, you lose. You bet $40, you lose. And you do that until you win, right? And by those odds, you need to lose 6+ times in a row until you actually, and if you don't, as long as you don't lose 6 times in a row, you're going to make money. The problem is that to an unknown person, the person that doesn't understand statistics, they might say, oh, well, you're never going to lose 6 times in a row. It certainly happens. And if you lose 6 times in a row playing the martingale roulette strategy, you're going to lose everything plus more. And so to compare that to trading, a lot of these guys that are claiming to make 5% a day, they are taking massive risks to do it, right? And some of them are oblivious to it. Some of them don't realize that this is what they're doing, which is they're taking more and more risks every day in order to make that 5% daily, right? And they might get away with it for a while first. Like, you take massive risks, you might be able to make 5% a day for a little while, you know? And again, to some people, they're going to be completely oblivious to this truth, which is that eventually the check's going to come. If you're trying to make 5% a day, eventually, unless you have billions, eventually, even if you have billions, eventually the check's going to come and you're going to lose your entire account. You know, and even the people that end up losing their entire account, a lot of the time they say, oh, well, I just made a bad risk decision. It's like, no, that's the system you're trading. You're doubling, tripling your size. You're scaling in over and over and over again. That's what happens. And so, again, it's total nonsense. Like, do not believe anybody that claims to make 5% a day. A lot of them might make 5% one day, and then they go out there selling courses on how to make 5% a day. Eventually, the check's going to come. They're going to lose their whole account. So I hope all that makes sense. It's important for people to really understand this because, again, a lot of people are taking those strategies where they're just kind of doubling their size until they win, and they don't understand what's going on. Eventually, their whole account's going bye-bye, you know? Anyways. Rant's over, but I hope you guys understood what I just said because it's important too. Because in trading, it's one of the first things you should understand. The more you try to make a day, the more you're probably going to lose. All right, so look at this. Look at the NASDAQ rip up. Big movement here. Big movement. SPY moving up as well. NVIDIA over 903s. Tesla at 170 plus. But yeah, NASDAQ's moving. Market's bullish after this jobless data. Palantir got a government deal. Hey, that's nice. All right, chat. Hey, we're here. Hey, thank you so much for the dono, though, bro. I appreciate it. But yeah, you could use. I use Market Watch probably more than any other one. So Market Watch, but it varies. Like, there's a lot of them. Economic calendars. Any advice for those who are beginners? Trade small. Don't buy a course. Understand most day traders lose. If you want to day trade, you're going to have to do it for years, and most people will still probably lose. But if you're good enough, you can have a skill you'll have for the rest of your life. But again, most day traders lose. Just trade small in the beginning. Don't try to get rich. Don't try to throw fancy gains on social media. Just trade small, trade slow, try to build up a decent sample size of results, and then study and analyze those results and figure out what works and doesn't work. Sorry, I'm catching back up on the chat. Yeah, I don't know when Nvidia is going to split. We'll see. In your opinion, is higher unemployment bullish? I mean, it signals less inflation problems. I don't know if it's bullish, but it signals less inflation problems is what it is. You know. All right, so we are moving up a little bit. We still got about 40 minutes until the market opens here, chat. About 40 minutes left. Yeah, a lot of Fed speakers today. It should be fun. All right, guys. So yeah, we got market open. Definitely broke out. The market was definitely waiting for this jobless claims report, because now the market's behaving really nicely. Here, we'll see if it continues. But the market definitely wanted this jobless claims report. All right, guys. Nvidia 4 trillion market cap. So are you saying no one can make a living at this? No, of course I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that almost all day traders lose money. The amount of people that succeed are very small, and that the more you try to make in the beginning, that's not even that, right? I'm not even saying that. The more you try to make relative to your account size, the less likely you are to make it, and the more likely you are to have a complete account failure, like a complete loss of account, right? So, because again, the more you risk, the more likely you are to lose. So eventually the odds are stacked against you in those situations. And so again, the people telling you can make 5% daily genuinely don't understand odds, they don't understand statistics, and they are simply just trying to flash a bunch of big gains on social media most of the time to sell you a dream. And I'm not one of those people. Yes, you can make a living day trading. Yes, you can make a living investing and with dividends and with all these different things. But if you try to make 5% a day, not even including compounding, right? Like, let's do the math. All right, so let's say you got 20K. We'll use 20K as an example. And let's say you make 5% every day, okay? All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. All right, so 100 days. You're going to have $2.6 million from 20K, right? If you can make 5% every day. Again, you're going to have $2.6 million in 100 days, right? Eventually, again, the crazy odds is that if you can make 5% a day, you're going to be the richest person in the world in 2 years. which is why it's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anybody that claims this doesn't really understand odds or statistics. So, yeah. I'm not going to make fun of people for losing their accounts, Rustin. But yeah, I'm not going to make fun of them. Yeah, it's not sustainable. Again, it's not a reasonable expectation. Most of the people are just trying to sell courses. Why cut rates if the economy is so strong? I agree. I don't think we should cut rates now. I think we should wait. I think inflation might get worse. Market's still ripping up. Look at SPY up to 523s. Nvidia up to 905s almost. Tesla up to almost 171s. But yeah, I don't think we should cut rates anytime soon. I think that the earlier we cut rates, the more risk for inflation spikes is there. And I think the economy's strong. We're nowhere near a recession or depression. We don't need to cut rates. I get it. Real estate professionals and mortgage professionals want interest rates to go down and say they want the federal funds rate to get cut so that eventually that trickles into long-term rates and, they can sell more houses or whatever. But I think it's way too early. I think inflation has been sticky the last few years and we've had a lot of progress over it. And I think if we cut rates too soon, the risk is that we're going to exacerbate those problems with inflation that we just solved. I think it's too early, personally. But, again, July, June, I think is probably when they're going to start cutting rates. That was stupid math you did. No compounding. I mean, that math did include compounding. I'm not sure if you understand the math I did, Casey. And I wonder who you are, bro. But yeah. Will the Bank of Japan intervene on US dollar, Japanese yen? I don't know. Maybe. I understand the quick wins when trading, but good news is good news. No, didn't you miss a lot of gains right now? I wish it was that easy, Brian. I really do. Like, I understand your point. And again, to put this in perspective, the math I did includes compounding. All right, so like, let me break down the math I just did. Right, so let's say you have $20,000. Okay, just to give you the formula, I am multiplying this daily times 1.05, which means we're taking the base of 20K and we're multiplying it times 5%. We're adding 5% to it every time I click this button, right? And so that includes compounding because the first one, it's we're taking 20K and we're multiplying it times, we're adding 0.5% to it, or we're adding 5% to it. The next time we're clicking it, we're at 21,000. We're adding 5% to it again. 5%, 5%, 5%, 5%, 5%. So yeah, it includes compounding. And so I'm guessing we're never going to see KC say anything else again because he just proved himself wrong. But it's all love, guys. It's all love. Anyways, Brian, I wish it was that easy, brother. I really do. I wish it was easy as just waiting for good news and clicking buy and waiting for bad news and clicking sell. I wish earnings were that easy as well. I wish I could just sit around and wait for a company to report good earnings and good revenue and good guidance. It's not. If it was, everybody would be rich. Think about how easy it would be to just sit around and wait for a company to report good earnings and click buy. If it went up, you get rich. Super easy. Sit around, company reports good earnings, buy shares. Company reports bad earnings, sell shares. I really wish it was that easy to make money in trading in the stock market. I truly do wish it was that easy. The problem with this is that, number one, good news is subjective here. Some people are going to consider more people filing for unemployment bad news. And I would argue conventionally that's true, right? Conventionally, higher unemployment is bad. I think it's nuanced right now, though. And again, the reason I was able to predict it before and tell you guys that this would probably cause a bullish reaction if we had higher jobless claims, essentially more people filing for unemployment, is because we're still in a market that fears inflation. But it's certainly not always definitively going to react that way. Again, if it was, sometimes you have earnings come out that are great. Sometimes the company will report good EPS, good revenue, good guidance, and drop 10%. And so it's just not that easy to do it. I wish it was. Again, my long-term portfolio is up, 4 figures this year, which is good. I'm happy with that. It's taking advantage of longer-term moves. This account right here in futures that you see is short-term moves. And again, that's usually what I'm looking for specifically. And everybody's different. I don't want anybody to copy me. I'm certainly not an investment professional. But what I'm doing is looking for high accuracy, 1-to-1 reward to risk ratio. So if I'm risking 10 cents, I want to make 10 cents. If I'm making 20 cents, my risk is about 20 cents. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio there. Yeah, man, I wonder what happened to KC telling me my math is wrong. I wonder what happened to him, guys. He just didn't show up again, huh? That's typically how the haters behave. Hard to earn 1% a day. Oh, for sure. 1% a day is almost impossible as well. You might be able to average 1% a day, like you make 365% on a good year, but you're certainly not going to be able to do that every year. And again, if you did have the easiest way to understand this, chat, and I've said this 1,000 times, is that if somebody really truly, listen to me, if somebody really truly had a system where they could make 5% every day, and they did that consistently with a large sample size, Goldman Sachs would pay $1 billion for that system. You could contact Goldman Sachs, be like, yo, I've got this system, makes 5% every day. I have a sample size of 5 years. Goldman Sachs will pay $1 billion for that. You know why you don't see a lot of billionaire YouTubers is because they're full of crap. That's the easiest way to put it. Maybe not $1 billion, maybe 500 million. But again, Goldman Sachs will pay lots of money for that. Much more money than we would ever make on YouTube or anything else. And so again, anybody that claims to make 5%, even if it's just 1% a day, anybody that claims that, again, just doesn't understand. They just don't understand. Yeah, top 3 mathers in the world right now. He got punked by the top 3. Hey, top 3 punkers in the world right now. It goes Ashton Kutcher, the other guy from Punked, and then John, beginner trading. Definitely. Right, 100%, Brian. Where do you think Tesla will go? I don't know. I think Tesla long term will be fine. Short term, there's volatility. Right. It really kind of shows the Dunning-Kruger effect in chat. Right. Like I make this argument. You got some people that are like, nah, bro, you can make 5% a day. It's all love, guys. It's all good. I'm definitely one of the top 3 worst traders in the world right now, so I can't really laugh at anybody, but still. St. Pierre and John Jones. I think you're a little bit behind the screen, Mr. Hit the live button, bro. I like George St. Pierre, but listen, man. My best friend loves George St. Pierre. He's like a big fanboy of George St. Pierre. He thinks he's the GOAT MMA fighter. Like, listen, guys. St. Pierre was good, okay? But he got knocked out by Matt Serra. You can't be the GOAT and get knocked out by Matt freaking Serra, okay? Like, come on now. He got knocked out. Listen, St. Pierre was great for his time. MMA's evolved. A mid-level fighter in the UFC right now would destroy St. Pierre, and that's obvious. And so, yeah. I mean, St. Pierre was good. If we're talking about who the GOAT is of MMA right now, current active fighters, is John Jones. John Jones, greatest of all time, for sure, without questions. Never really lost outside of a disqualification. He's obviously the GOAT. I don't think that's really arguable. The only other person that comes close to it is Khabib, but I think Khabib, he didn't fight for long enough, and his resume was a little bit worse. Although he was much more dominant in his wins, and so it's arguable. Anyone can get caught. Yeah, they can, but the greats don't. And, yeah. No, Robbie Lawler's fun, but he's not one of the GOATs. All right, chat. Very big extension on the upside. Part of it, so much to where I'm a little nervous about buying anything up here. I think we're up too much here. All right, chat. All right, chat. So we do have jobless claims data is out now. Market's still flying up here, though. Man, big move for markets. Let's see what else we got. All right, so we are testing highs again. All right, there we go. Forgive me, I know I'm probably typing away like a madman to have the people here. Yeah, the problem with day trading is that, and this is what happens, and this is what's happened to me a lot as well, which is that you make money. You're right. You make money day in, day out, right? You make money. Losing day comes around and, you lose a little bit. And then you say, hey, I'm down a little bit. Let me take a little bit larger size, try to win back these losses. Then you lose a little bit more, right? And then you scale up even more and take larger size, and then you lose even more, right? Until eventually it snowballs to you're like, well, screw it. I'm already down so much. Let me just risk my whole account, and then you lose again. And then your whole account's gone. That's how you destroy accounts. That's how I've done it personally in the past, and I know for a fact that that's how a lot of people lose their accounts. And you get better over time. You get more disciplined. A lot of trading is about conditioning yourself through repetition to have discipline in markets, right? You have to be able to accept losing days. That's one of the toughest parts of trading is being able to walk away with a loss. Very difficult to do in the beginning. Something you get better with over time. But again, it's like Pavlov and classical conditioning. You just got to do it over and over and over again until you get better at it, and it takes time. It's one of the reasons most new traders fail. And again, because of that, check out Apex. Again, if you lose on Apex, you're only out what you pay for it. You can limit your risk. You can learn how to day trade. You can condition yourself through repetition with much less risk than putting up thousands of dollars yourself in markets. And in that regard, shameless plug. We're pivoting to a shameless plug, but it's the truth, right? Most day traders lose. You can either put up thousands of dollars yourself trying to look cool and post gains on social media and probably lose, or you can lower your risk with the funded account program. They give you a demo. In futures, they test your skill. If you could pass the test, the base one, you got to make 1500 bucks with a 25K demo account. If you can do that without losing $1,500 first and following their rules, they fund you $25K with a 90% split. And if you lose, you're only out $35. If you use my promo code, you get 80% off right now. And it's a one-day pass. But again, it limits your risk, but it's the best of both worlds if you pass it. 90% split. Great way to learn how to day trade. Great way to get those reps in as a trader. And again, in the futures market, you can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, currencies, gold, silver. Patterns are very similar to blue chips. Again, they are a sponsor. I'm biased. This is a shameless plug. They pay me money. I'm biased. And again, you want to understand CFTC 4.41. But Apex is one of the most legit ones in the world. They've paid out over $100 million. So check them out. There's the link. I think that was one of my top 3 greatest pivots to a plug in the world right now. I'm just a salesman over here. Yeah, walking away while you're winning isn't easy. Either can't talk right now. It's easier, I would argue. I would pay top dollar to learn your style of trading. I'm not going to sell you it, bro. I mean, you can learn how I trade on the stream. I don't want you to copy me, though. But yeah, I've had people reach out to me a lot that want to pay me to be a mentor to them. And again, I'm here to tell you I'm not a mentor. I have no idea what I'm talking about, guys. I might be wildly wrong about everything. Definitely top 3 non-mentors in the world right now. All right, guys. So, all right, Nvidia's still up there. Very strong market. Again, I'm skeptical right now in this market. And again, I think the easiest way in the beginning, chat, including these funded account programs like Apex, I truly think the easiest way in the beginning, guys, is to do some variation of this risk management system. All right, I've talked about it a lot. I'm going to talk about it again because I truly think it's a valuable thing to understand, especially if you're new. The system that you need for risk management, in my opinion, is this. Okay, you build up a cushion of the day. You build up a small cushion first. You trade very small size. The first part of the morning, once volatility kicks in, because you don't want to trade too early with no volatility, right? But once you have good volatility in markets, the first part of that day is to use very small size and build up a very small cushion. Not a very small cushion. Build up a cushion on the day with very small size first. Right, so it's gonna vary depending on the person. I like to build up $50 to $100. If I can build up $50 to $100 in cushion on the day, after that I'm allowed to take larger size if I want to. Sometimes I could just walk away with a $100 day and I'm okay with that. But sometimes after that I'm allowed to take larger size, because then if I scale up to bigger size and then lose, then I'm right back down to break even. It's not a big drawdown. I'm not super emotional about it. I'm back to flat on the day, and then I can scale back down in size and do the same thing, rinse and repeat that system. Eventually, I'm going to scale up and it's going to stick. And if I don't make money for whatever reason that day, it's a small loss because I'm trading with small size. The only time I'm taking large risks is if I already have a cushion on the day first. That's how you protect accounts in day trading. That's how you scale much larger in day trading. And that's how you build these huge profits in day trading, is doing exactly that. So I hope that makes sense. You know, and you can use that in futures and stocks and swing trading and whatever you want to use. You can use that risk system, and it should help. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm not a professional. I'm not a mentor. I don't want you to copy me. I can't guarantee you're going to make money. You might lose money with that system, but I think it makes sense, and I think it's the perfect system for new traders to understand. All right, so we are dipping down a little bit, chat. We still got about 14 minutes until the market opens. Hey, chat, we're almost up to 133,000 subscribers. Almost there. Almost 133,000 subs. Hit the sub button. Hit the notification bell, guys. We appreciate it. Let's keep the growth up, chat. People are so polarized, though, man. Like, I can say, hey, guys, making 5% a day is unreasonable. Right? I could say, hey guys, you can't make 5% a day every day doing this. It's not a reasonable expectation. And so then people go all the way to the other end and they say, so you're saying no one can make a living doing this? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying making 5% a day is unreasonable, you know, and it's nonsense. Anybody that's telling you that you can make that is probably trying to sell you a day trading course or mentorship program. Is that your jam? Grape jam is better, in my opinion, than strawberry jam, personally. You know, like if I have a PB&J, I want much more jam / jelly, grape preferably, than peanut butter. Too much peanut butter makes it bad. You know, it needs to have higher. The ratio of grape jam or jelly to peanut butter needs to be higher for the jam or jelly. You know, let me know which kind of PB&J you like, chat. Important questions going on. Nvidia up to almost 905s. Right now, testing the highs, bringing the market back up. Again, we're a little too extended on the upside for me, though. There's too much of a chance of a dump. But it does look strong. We are testing highs of a day, at least. Wow, grape over strawberry? Dude. T, you need to culture yourself, bro. Grape jelly is much better than strawberry. That's just objectively true. All right? Do better, okay? Do better. AMD or Nvidia? I mean Nvidia, but you know, I'm not saying it's gonna hold. I think it's up a lot. I think if Nvidia just maintains sideways for the next couple months, it's in a good spot. You know, I don't think it needs to break highs. I would love to see it break 1,000, but I also think that sometimes the market can be like, the bigger the move, the bigger the comeback down, and so it's risky. But Nvidia. Did the data come out yet? It might be right below me right here in big white letters. It could be. I'm not saying it is. It might possibly be right underneath me in big bold letters there, chat. Apple jelly. Boo this man. You know. Did Supermicro. Supermicro's got a low float. It's ultimately more volatile and risky, but bigger potential reward, I guess. It's up to 1040s. It's been around that for a while, though. I don't know, AMD, you know, again, he said AMD for those that didn't catch NVIDIA. AMD's up a lot still, as well. It's not like AMD's up a small amount. AMD has gone from 80s up to 200s on the year. It's not as big as NVIDIA, but it's still crazy, you know. What's up, Brandon? AXTC Wednesday that announced that it entered into a non-body intent with medical tech company Carl Stores. Yeah. I'm not a big penny stock guy. I'm assuming that's a penny stock. Right? Yeah. Nah, I'm good. Does crypto tend to follow NASDAQ? Not necessarily. I mean, it can. Crypto generally follow. Bitcoin is a better example. Generally follows macro markets to a certain extent, but it's also its own ecosystem, its own market, and it certainly can and will move differently than stocks. Like an example of this is like weakness in banks, which might mean weakness in equities, could make crypto go up. There's a lot of nuance in it, but it's a different ecosystem. All right, chat, opening bell in about 8 minutes. Next week, we got CPI and PPI. Tomorrow, guys, we do have jobless claims. Or no, I'm sorry. Tomorrow, we have non-farm payrolls and unemployment data coming out. So that's a big report as well. Very influential report. Like, payroll numbers will probably move the market more than anything else tomorrow. They're expected tomorrow, chat, at 212,000 for non-farm data. 212K. Unemployment expected at 3.9%. So unemployment actually expected to spike a little bit. Last time it showed up at 3.9%. Okay, so yeah, unemployment still under 4, but it's up from the 3.7% from a few months ago. So unemployment a little bit higher than expected. Again, this is one of the things that might trigger the Fed to want to start cutting rates. Is if unemployment starts to spike, that might signal a quicker Fed decision to cut rates, in my opinion. You know, that's what they're going to be watching a lot. But again, payroll numbers are really big tomorrow. NFP payrolls, 212 is what's expected. And again, we're going to stream that thing live like we always do. I don't know, Brian. I think there could be. But again, I really don't know. All right, chat, again, hit that sub button. We still got 600 plus people here. We need 140 subs to break 133,000 subs today. We'll definitely break it by tomorrow, but Bitcoin today is spiking up to almost 68,000 today. That's great. Let's see if it holds. Yeah, Bitcoin moving back up almost to 68K. Again, Chart Prime's impressive, dude. So look, I'm looking at Chart Prime. I have some alerts set here with Chart Prime, and I do watch this. Like, people say, oh, you don't watch it or whatever. I do watch this. Look at how impressive this is, though. And so again, it's genuinely impressive. Like, look, so we got the sell signal here. Beautiful drop. This is all this morning. Strong buy signal here. Beautiful bounce, right? And this is a 1 minute chart. So this is a short-term chart. Look at the buy signal here. Follow through. So like scalping chart, it's impressive. Here's a 5 minute chart. Sell signal, drop. Strong buy signal, beautiful bounce. So again, 100% accuracy over the last 4 signals here on a 1 minute and 5 minute chart for Chart Prime. And again, you can keep going back. Strong sell signal, we got to drop. This one, you could maybe argue. Sell signal drop, strong buy signal bounce, sell signal drop. And this is a 1 minute chart, so it's even more impressive. The 5 minute chart is one of my favorites, though. Look at the strong buy signal, beautiful bounce. This had some choppiness, but look at this. Buy signal right at the bottom. Sell signal worked, buy signal worked. This one definitely worked. This one probably didn't. But again, you can kind of see the accuracy. It's impressive. We have a lot of people talking about Chart Prime, and justifiably so. They're a sponsor of mine. Again, I can't guarantee you're going to make money with them. Nobody can. Nobody can guarantee you're going to make money with anything. They're just custom trading view, indicators. But screeners, oscillators, back testers, a bunch of cool stuff with them. The market oracle that you see is only $40 a month, so it's pretty cheap, and one good trade could pay for it. And again, you can use it with anything with a symbol on trading view, stocks, crypto, forex, futures, whatever. I'm impressed by it, to be honest. If you want to check it out, there's the link. How do you know when the reports come out? Really appreciate your informative streams. I mean, we cover all of them. Most of these drop monthly. So jobless claims drops every week, right? So it's a weekly report on unemployment filings. It depends. Everything else is just depends, right? So most of so in terms of monthly reports, we have. I'm going to try to rank these in terms of influence, but in terms of monthly reports, we have CPI probably at the top, PCE, which are both. All of these are inflation metrics. So CPI drops once a month. It drops next week. PCE dropped last Friday. It's the personal consumption expenditure. The core PCE is the big one. Again, it drops once a month. PPI, which is the other side of CPI, which is seller or business inflation, that drops once a month. We have non-farm payrolls, very big report. Non-farm payrolls, that drops tomorrow. Unemployment drops tomorrow. GDP data dropped last week, I'm pretty sure. And so those are all the ones that drop at each month. We get those reports. So those are each reports. Each one of those drops once a month, right? And they influence markets. Outside of that, you do have. I'm trying to think. You've got like jobless claims, which is a weekly report. You got services and manufacturing PMI that drops once a month. You get the JOLTS job report. It's a monthly report. You get CB Consumer Confidence, which is a monthly report. I'm trying to think, guys. So sorry if I'm saying too much. Then you also have stuff like Jerome Powell press conferences, which are not the Fed rate decision and Jerome Powell accompanying press conference drops every 6 weeks. Then every 6 weeks you also get something called the FOMC Fed Minutes Report, which is a breakdown of why they chose to make the decisions they did in the Fed meeting. That drops next week. I believe that next Wednesday. So every 6 weeks the Fed meets and influences things and makes a decision. And then you also just have random Jerome Powell press conferences throughout it where he gets interviewed and all that good stuff. All right, guys, we got a minute and a half left. AMD pulling back down a little bit. We do have NVIDIA dropping down short term, very small though. Tesla sideways for the last hour or so. We started at the same time, around 5:20, 5:30 in the morning, Central Time, so 6:30 Eastern. We're going to start streaming at 6:15, 6:20 market time tomorrow, like we always do. All right, chat, here we go. Opening bell in less than a minute. And again, y'all subscribe here, guys. Help me hit my my goal of 133,000 subscribers. I appreciate it. So there's the opening bell, chat. There's the opening bell. We're watching to see what we get. NVIDIA dipping down a little bit. Tesla bouncing up some. AMD mostly flat. We're testing the highs, though, of the day for the NASDAQ 100 futures contract, but now we're pulling back a little bit. NVIDIA breaking under the volume-weighted average price, approaching that $900 support level, as well as the 200 EMA. Looks to be retracing back up and bouncing off of that. AMD still trying to run. We're going to let things settle down some first before we attack anything major here, though. All right, so we are dipping down a little bit. We're at 18,530s. All right, so a lot of stuff's retraced at the opening bell today, to be honest. We're pretty green on everything, though. I'm gonna buy this. Looks like it was the right time to buy it too. We're in 2 contracts here. Oh man, we sold a little bit. We immediately got into red category here. I want to believe Nvidia's gonna bounce here at the bottom $900 level though. So we're gonna scale into a decent position for the opening bell. 2 contracts or 4 contracts here. Give it a little bit of time. I'm trying to be patient here and wait. I'd love to see it rip up. There we go. All right, we took half off. 2 contracts left. All right, we took another half off just to protect the trade. We'll let the rest ride. Okay, we'll take the rest off there. So, scalping a little bit of green action here this morning. I do believe Nvidia is going to hold at the $900 level. I might be wrong though. I'm just kind of looking for this to do a red to green move here, and we will scale in size. 3 contracts. I want to get up to 4. 4 is a little bit better size. All right, there we go. More. We're going to get out the rest there. So we just scalped a little bit more here. And futures up about 100 on the day. Start using 2 contract increments here. All right, so we're gonna take our first big risk of the day. We built up a cushion. We're gonna see if we could take 6 contracts here. Well, we don't have time to really, so we're just gonna scale out. 1 contract left. We'll let the last one ride. Try to be patient with it. But look, Nvidia did bounce at that level that we thought it would. That's why we ended up taking the trade. It's retracing. We're going to get out there. Not bad, though. Pretty good accuracy here. So we built up a first cushion of about $100. I'm trying to take larger size now. You can see my P&L here. 3-to-1 win-loss ratio. So high accuracy. And again, you can kind of see how I use futures trading to bet on, or how I use stock action to bet on futures, right? So again, Nvidia was pulling back to this $900 level, a big milestone level on the chart. Also, the 200 EMA and that level were right around the same spot. So when that happens and Nvidia pulls back to it, I think it's just highly probable that it's going to bounce back up, and that's exactly what we got. And that ended up dragging the NASDAQ up, even though Tesla's down. AMD and other stuff is down. Nvidia is so influential that if it bounces at 900, it's going to drag the market up. That's why we went long, where we were pretty close to highs, but we still went long there because I thought that idea made sense. Now I don't know what it's going to do now, but yeah, that was the idea. Hope it makes sense. All right, so we're just kind of hanging out, chat. I don't see anything else happen. We do have some Fed speakers today. Nothing big though, really. NASDAQ flying up. What's dragging it up right now? It's got to be Apple or something like that. Microsoft maybe, because I don't see anything else moving outside of... Yeah, Apple just breaking highs of market hours, testing highs of pre-market. So Apple's up big, just broke highs of the day for Apple. Microsoft's pumping up to 427s. So Microsoft's looking good also. Netflix is up as well. So we got a large pullback now. I'm gonna buy this dip. Take 2 or 3 contracts into this. Nice little follow through so far. Let's see if it holds. We ended up cutting most of that now. Gonna add back to it here. We're gonna take our second risk of the day. 4 contracts. They just get punished, I guess. Don't do it. Yeah, we took our risk. Just a huge turnaround here. So we just gave back our gains on the day. Now we're flat again. We're going to have to scale back down in size. And again, it happens. You know, we got unlucky with this one. Huge red candle. Biggest candle that really all day. Yeah, this is like the largest candle of the day that we just got. So just unlucky sometimes. I'm trying to see what's dragging this down. Like what turned around this much. It's not Apple or Microsoft. Could be Nvidia breaking under 900 bucks. But yeah, definitely a big turnaround here, unfortunately. Definitely looking weak, you know. See if it holds now, but a big turnaround. See if we get a choppy day. It could be a choppy day. We do have non-farm payrolls data coming out today. So that data is very relevant, very big. Nvidia bouncing right back to 900 bucks. Typically I would short this move a little bit. I guess I can. Take 2 contracts here. Take half off there. Take the rest off. Just kind of protect the trade a little bit. Nvidia rejecting and get it 900 bucks. Let's see if it follows through. Yeah, I mean, unlucky. But also probably, you know, again, if you heard the system I did earlier, right, where I build up a cushion on the day, we swing hard into that cushion. If we lose, we're flat on the day, and that's kind of where we are now. So it's all good. It happens, you know. Again, part of it, the good news is that, like, if I was down $100 or whatever it was on the day versus being flat, I'd probably be a lot more emotional right now. So that's the benefit of that system, where you can build up a small cushion. If you lose, it's not the end of the world. We can take large size later on if we build up another cushion, which we kind of started to already. You know, just depends on what Nvidia does. Nvidia is looking weak. But the whole market's kind of flat, you know. Dell at all-time highs? Is it really? I haven't watched Dell in a long time, the stock. Yeah, so the market's starting to rip back up. Very flat day, kind of not an easy day to trade. Non-farm is tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern time. So the market could be flat waiting for non-farm data. That's certainly possible too. Like, typically I like trading these moves short. But we'll wait. Nvidia looks weak though, it's down there. Looks like it wants to turn. Data's already come out today, so jobless claims already came out today. We're actually still slightly green on the day, so again, we could try to build up a cushion. AMD starting to flush. It looks weak right now, so everything's kind of turning, and that looks weak on us. See if we get like some good action here. Might start shorting this move. We are bouncing up a little bit on the NASDAQ. We got two contracts here short. Depends on what we think Nvidia is going to do here, to be honest. There we go. Cover, cover. To take that off. So we're scalping in the background here a little bit. We've built up another decent little cushion on the day. And we're kind of riding this down. We have 5 contracts at the regular E-mini here. We got our last little contract here. So we're about where we were. Let me get out the rest there too. So yeah. So again, we're back up where we were. We never really been down that much. We're up about 80 on the day, so our max was 115. So we're pretty close to that now. We made it back some. I do kind of want to continue to short this if we bounce up. But again, we're back down to small size until we get over $100 in profit. I'm not going to go back up to large size again. There we go. Take a little bit more off there. Lock that in. Get a little bit out. All right, so now we're back up over 100 here. So again, we're basically right back where we were trading small size again. We had to scale back down to small size. Now we're back. right, now we're a little bit too much. I mean, I think we look weak right here. I think everything kind of looks weak. We're gonna short this. I really like this short pattern though, so we'll take another risk. And if we have a break-even day, it's all good. Like, it happens, you know. But I want to have a larger win than what I have now. I don't think it's enough if I want to grow this account. 4 contracts. And I'm gonna add some size here since we back up over $100. 6 contracts currently. Eight contracts. Starting to flush a little bit. Let's see if we get a bigger one. There we go. Already took half off. There we go. There's a little bit more. Take a little bit more off there. We'll get out the rest there. Take that. All right, so now we're up almost 140 on the day. We took our larger size here. You can see our P&L. Carol? You okay? Alright. Alright, so we're getting really sideways, although Tesla just popped all the way back up to almost 170s. Apple's also rising back up a little bit as well, but a very flat open, to be honest, guys. Not an easy day to trade, I don't think. Tesla all the way back up. I don't know if this is going to drag the market up or not, but we'll see. Testing the lows again, although Tesla's bouncing up to 200 EMA. AMD's pulling back there. Nvidia is down to 895s. It's a tough day to trade, guys. I'm probably going to go ahead and close it down. And so again, if you want to check out my sponsors, check out Sharp Prime. I have been using them a ton today. Again, lately we got this last sell signal on a 1-minute chart, and look at the breakdown from it. Beautiful breakdown. If you want to check out Sharp Prime, they're a sponsor. I can't guarantee you're going to make money, but look at this sell signal. Beautiful drop. Again, I can't guarantee you're going to make money. Nobody can. You can check out the link in the description. Also, check out Apex. They got their 80% off sale. Use promo code BT, beginner trading, get you 80% off Apex funded accounts. Funded account program. Again, what Apex does is they give you a demo. They test your skill. If you could pass the test, They fund you between 25 to 300K. If you don't pass the test, you only lose what you pay for it, which when you consider most day traders lose money, it's so much cheaper to condition yourself to day trade the right way with funded account programs instead of putting up thousands of dollars yourself. The base one's only $35 if you use my link. Check them out. Great way to help support the channel. Again, the coupon code is BT, Beginner Trading. It'll get you the max discount at all times. You can check out both of these in the description. Remember, chat, always, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I might be wildly wrong about everything. Y'all be good. Be safe in the market. Remember, guys, tomorrow we got non-farm payrolls, unemployment data coming out. Non-farm payrolls, unemployment data coming out tomorrow. It's a big day. It's one of the biggest days of the week. NFPs are incredibly relevant for inflation, the economy. Unemployment expected at 3.9%. That is up a little bit relative to last time. And the higher unemployment rate comes, the more likely we will be to get rate cuts. And so, hey, be ready. Good luck. Love you all. Y'all be safe. I'll see you guys tomorrow.